to see how Will does from playing in a hotel yesterday to now, whether there is any change. But he seems to be in form and in a good look. But it has to be up against a great team of DRX.
I mean, we often talk about the hotel buff being able to just, be there, be in a comfortable position, play from a familiar place. Now you're walking out.
क्या हाल है दोस्तों? What is up? What is up? What is up? आवाज आ रही है मेरी? Loud and clear, guys.
It's a big tonal shift for you. So moving from that comfort of the hotel to here can still have an effect, but hopefully for Will, he'll be able to persevere through it. For the rest of the team.
I mean, some players just play better on the stage. I feel like they're just natural lanimals, as people would say. So Will, yesterday, he was diffing 𝘼𝘽𝐿, so I feel I have full faith in him maybe repeating that today. But I do want to circle back.
क्या लग रहा है guys? कौन जीतेगा? नमस्ते हेलो बाबा, क्या हाल चाल सब बढ़िया?
He's gonna mental boom
ओपा कॉल
in
इरेजर को
every
देखें.
possible way that he can.
He's definitely going to do his damnedest to do just that. I mean, we heard him, pulling out everything. He's going for the owner celebration, just shadow boxing the camera and whatnot. He's yelling "Vamos" in front of the Brazilian players as they win and whatnot. Stacks is just going to get jazzed up and he's going to throw everything that comes into his brain at you. So if you are somebody who easily gets tilted by having a short Korean man yelling in your face, then you're going to have a rough time of it as a 100Thieves player.
Well, we're into the Prime Gaming agent select here. And yeah, Ryan, let's see if DRX do indeed make the changes which they do here right away.
Okay. 𝘼𝘽𝐿𝐻's on the chamber. This is looking like kind of what they ran overall from Copenhagen. A lot of teams are on this, the Jet and the chamber together. The main difference is that Buzz was on the chamber beforehand and 𝘼𝘽𝐿𝐻 was on the Jet. So they've actually sort of switched over who's playing what, which I like because Buzz on the Jet, he was finding much more aggression. He just seems to fit that style more than playing the chamber and being a bit more passive right there.
Yeah, I mean, 𝘼𝘽𝐻 and Brent were talking about it just a bit. This is how he made a name for himself. This was
disconnected.
The big up from him. Coming out
मैसेज कर रहा हूँ मैं इरेजर को guys.
He became known as one of the Korean Jets alongside of RB, alongside of 𝘼𝘽𝐻, etc. Buzz took everybody by storm with his Jet performances. So him going back to that, it just feels like he's right back at home.
Yeah, on the other side of things, 100Thieves, I don't believe they've made any changes here. And this is a tried and tested comp for them, at least of recent times, right?
Yeah, 3 wins in a row undefeated in LCQ. The teams that they lost to were 13-11 against Ghost and FaZe. And then they went on to beat FaZe twice ever since, right? So I feel like this is a series all about the micro. It's the big brains, it feels.
जय श्री राम. Hello guys, yo.
Need to be online mechanically.
Next com video कब? कल आ जाएगा mostly, कल या तो परसों max. बन रहा है अभी. कल या तो परसों तक आ जाएगा. सेमीज और फाइनल्स का वीडियो एक ही आएगा. परमिशन है आपके पास वॉच पार्टी का? ऑफ कोर्स ब्रो, नहीं तो कैसे करता मैं.
Yeah, this is actually a fabulous series to look at across the board, Mike. But let's kind of start towards the very top, right? We're starting things out on Breeze. Characterize these two teams to me. Kind of explain to me what to expect, where we're going to be going in those first couple of rounds, and what it's going to be looking like throughout.
Yeah, I think Ryan actually makes a great point. And the reason this matchup is so interesting is just some of the tendencies that.
Hello Mango. नहीं मैं अभी किसी को बुला नहीं सकता because watch party के कुछ rules होते हैं. And अभी मैं just आया और live किया है, तो I have not explained the rules to anyone. तो मैं किसी को भी नहीं बुला सकता watch party पे.
Almost an early retake, right, ahead of spike plants. So again, actually the point
तो
we're making yesterday.
let's see आगे जाके अपन guest रखेंगे, but अभी के लिए since I have not explained the rules, I cannot call anyone over. But हम लोग देखेंगे.
It's definitely something I've got my eye on.
First couple of players.
Why is 100Thieves not here? उनके players का COVID हुआ था. Some of them are here now. Let's go guys.
The atmosphere come alive into this. Having 3 of them joining us here is fabulous. Hopefully more will be making onto the stage soon. But for DRX, a tough task. There is no underselling this team at all.
I mean, literally just mentioned it. Look what's happening over towards Tube right now. All this space cleared. DRX have to make a move now. We've seen that's exactly why they're dashing on. DRX actually wants to open things up though.
Yeah, Derek going to get things started, but it's quickly traded out, and the site's been somewhat won. Now you've got to look on those back lines because again, the timing, you'll be worried about it. Marco's already looked for it. Really good intuition from Marco.
Hey, Marco, bhai, OP.
Which is already going to know Will as well. So Stella still a little bit further away. Tricky for them to find any individuals here without trade. They're so grouped up. That's a lovely shot, but it is all effectively trading towards DRX. So Stella last one alive, and he's got 3 to close down.
Let's go.
Not gonna happen. DRX.
Hey Test Cat, welcome to Mini Legends, bro. Bhavin bhai, hello.
I think you were saying.
Yeah, it is, and I think the key thing to watch here is DRX.
We are supporting Asia, right? Funny thing is, 100Thieves is one of my most favorite teams. So is DRX. मैं ये event में 100Thieves, DRX और Fnatic ये तीन को support कर रहा हूँ, तो it's tough.
Out on an island to make sure that you can split a site. DRX aren't necessarily you know, as they used to be in terms of like Deathborn and the old
face cam के ऊपर DRX
but that's something they've definitely got to keep in check and
hello Bala,
actually, particularly in these anti-eco rounds, they can really keep control.
Yeah, because again, I think a lot of us during the last chance qualifiers really enjoyed watching this 100 Thieves team come into form, and you saw just unbelievable clutches coming out. Like Derek, just so brilliant to watch. And Asuna, I mean, the guy mechanically is like no other. So a really hot prospect coming into the rest of this tournament. But this
आराम से
game, if
खेलते
you're just tuning in, maybe you hadn't seen the earliers.
विल मारेगा क्या? मेरे को लग रहा है एक को उड़ाएगा अभी. नहीं एक्चुअली नहीं, कुत्ता है, ड्रोन है, बहुत कुछ है इनके
They made a really good performance during the groups to okay, they're actually a really fair shout, and I'd say DRX is a good challenge here for 100 Thieves to kind of test the waters of how deep they can go, how good they can look beyond those initial stages.
Actually going to find the opener here, double down onto Stellar as well. Most of this threat dealt with already. Spike plant comes through.
ओपन प्लान कर दिया रे. स्टैक्स के पास 4 और ऑलरेडी आ गए हैं गाइस. क्या लगता है कौन जीतेगा? आई थिंक 100 Thieves जीतेगी गाइस. 2-1 100 Thieves. तुम लोगों को क्या लगता है?
It certainly is, but there is a reason we've always said that DRX.
Rossi को तो बुला लो. Rossi का I think power cut हुआ था.
They always look so good early, and then it's kind of tailored away. It starts to, hey, maybe they've just got a deep run team. Maybe their capability is to those just out of the group stage, and then they start to falter. But I think we've all seen the potential, right? You watch the group stage and you get on board with it. So for me, good start for DRX, and I've got to feel still in my mind that they are looking for just kind of confidence building as well for themselves, get their mental back into this game because they have been tested. And speaking of tests, this is the first big one. Now the bonus to sit here with DRX, not bad at all. Still got a Bulldog, 2 rifles as well, Zest and Buzz with those. And RB, I mean, you've still got the Headhunter to bring into play, so he's fine. On the other side for 100 Thieves, they're fine on the purchase too. I don't see them playing too many of those forced buy rounds. I'm not too worried about how they get kind of left in the pocket or out of pocket in the economy, but for now, patience being shown. So interested to see how this stylistically works.
Yeah, it's interesting to see DRX at least initially here stack up towards mid. Almost anticipate. I don't think this is the round where 100 Thieves particularly want to risk pushing forwards, put somebody on an island, and gamble on finding a first blood. But 50-second marker will. Looking a little curious here to look for confirmation. Find the first, but down to 10 HP. Might be punished for this, and yeah, stack's good for the trade.
Yeah, not bad as well. And this is all recoverable weaponry if they do want to commit towards it. Quick little flash over towards B.
खुद का ही trip टूट गया रे बाप रे.
Bang, but still, they've fallen away. So DRX happy enough to peel away from this slightly.
30 seconds
It looks like they're leaning towards the A side. Spike's en route. That's still in the hands of Stacks. RB going to post up towards double door, make sure no one's kind of filtering through early. The rotations are through CT. Now we wait. Stella on the side itself. In the timing is gorgeous.
भाई ये क्या मारा?
Now 10 seconds. DRX sweating bullets. He's kept this safe. He's spotted the player. This is perfect play from Stella. Support's there from Asuna, and now it's just RB. Very well handled.
Brilliant recovery as well for them to punish this push from Will, which at this time of the round, it's about that point.
What do you think FPS can be the strategy of Valorant? Is the game too evolving / meta shifting? I think it's hard for a single team to dominate in every meta. There will be consistent teams, but I don't think you will ever see कि एक ही team पूरा time dominate कर रही है. It's very hard.
Just that internal clock ticking over.
So good.
Pulls the trigger at the right time.
Really.
पोपा जी कौन है? मेरे को बोल रहे हैं.
Weathered the storm there. Now we get the big challenge, the even fight, the fair fight between the two. Now.
Camp अरे sorry guys, आज के लिए रहने दो. कल से अपन सब properly करेंगे. Don't worry. सब कुछ हो जाएगा.
But it's not exactly going to be influential to outcome of round normally. So at this point,
Optics so consistent, yeah.
And somewhat again what we'd expect. DRX
Optic को देखो, consistently they have been a top team, but they have not won all the events. So meta to meta भी change होता है.
You would expect DRX to slow down a little bit and actually test them whether or not they've done their homework in anticipation. What 100 Thieves want to achieve on the defense. Pretty deep hold here from 100 Thieves actually. Whether or not they're going to take a couple of rounds to get into this and get a feel for exactly how DRX are going to set up. But it's a very quick collapse back. They're going to leave RB out on an island. Because if they're going to test Stella's setup here. Actually dealing with Trapwire very ahead of time.
Yeah, Buzz, first man forward, happy to try and take the attention. Stella's still good.
Oh, nice.
Backline broken. Buzz is there. Perfect.
एक चीज नोटिस करो, DRX सब जगह प्रेजेंस दिखा रही है and उसके बाद they are just maneuvering around the map.
Success through middle though. That's worked out well.
ये RB का I think blur was not needed.
See whether Derek entertain the idea of coming through there, but we'll stack up with Asuna now. Try and clear through here. Buzz under a ton of pressure here, but he's still going to actually swing onto this.
Yeah, but the trades are great. Derek is still standing. But the timing on Zest, they predicted it. Derek with the turn. The Clutch King himself. I'm so happy to see this guy making it out to these events because the prospect of what this guy can do is unbelievable.
Absolute phenom.
Yeah, scrimmed all Koreans happen, not all teams, some teams.
Here,
Hello, Suzy.
Yep. Yep.
Hello, hello.
Come through here as well. Actually, a couple of ultimates starting to come online.
Default play का मतलब क्या होता है? देखो अलग-अलग टाइप के default होते हैं. Mid default हो सकता है, Halls default हो सकता है. समझ रहे हो? तो वो अलग-अलग टाइप के default होते हैं. Default on CT means the setup, जो default setup है कि Asuna और Cypher A खेल रहे हैं, Stellar, Viper B खेल रहा है. तो CT पे it means the setup.
A couple of stingers, a couple of sheriffs here. Actually, Bang gonna have his hands full.
And they're quite far away on these rotations. This is so much pressure. You can get one. Oh no! Buzz has made a meal of it! And Bang's still standing! Popping the Hunter's Fury. Derek gonna buy him some precious seconds here. Allow Bang to stabilize.
भाई अगर वो मार देता तो राउंड निकल सकता था.
Handled enough. They've just dulled the blade here from DRX.
See now immediately reverting back to picking up that flank if it does come. Derek looking to find something outside elbow, but nothing on the other side of this drone.
हल्का सा sad हो गया guys बस के साथ.
Initially it was Bang. It's on this solo hold, but both Will and Derek to back him up now. RB's going to be the one to lead the charge here. It's got actually a big tag on. That's down to 5 HP.
Should have heard all of this. Just being presented no options here. Derek's in the right place as well. Swings on the flash.
Oh!
He gets taken out. RB. Lovely shot. Bang a little low here as well, so could be an issue, but the support's there, and Bang makes light work of them. DRX, light armor, but still doing some damage. Marco, a little bit more. Aston's got to be careful. This is starting to become a little bit possible here.
Especially with Aston 5 HP. Viper's pick goes up. Stella's the one you nearly actually catching Marco there, but the reposition, I don't think this will be noted. It's a double stack towards tunnel.
This is very unorthodox. Trying to clear through again.
Gets another tag though.
Marco, 21 HP, holding his breath, trying to dodge bullets. Stella says that's good. That's the way in, and now Stax is in danger. Spotted, still flying towards.
Oh, bhai.
Stax finding form when needed. 2 big kills, massive impact for DRX.
Beautiful cleanup from Stax. Stella 3 times, bang on the money as well with the crosshair placement. Going for the spray in, weakening Marco. It's Stax to come through. And a little overzealous here from Bang down on 20 HP versus that Stinger. Fantastic
nice
cleanup from Stax.
I just can't believe how that round started to
I mean, that's
end.
Again, the Blaze Storm was one of the only things bringing into this. What, it was a Stinger and 2 Sheriffs behind that. The Blaze Storm got nothing. 100 Thieves have the early advantage there. They stopped them gaining entry to B. They now have 3 people holding that site, Lauren.
Now, we look at the buy coming back through. Asuna still has that rifle in hand. You're going to have the Blaze with Will, and he's
Will marega kya?
So aware of this. Already considering this push, so does Will commit?
I've got your trail.
Seek is going to go up. There it is. There's the counter.
Will be revealed here.
Was that 2 of them noted?
I think both Seekers actually come up to Tube.
And I heard a Vandal, so I think Asuna kind of gave away the game in that. It's already looking towards that B site on the other side.
Bang actually, his wall's placed here, has got a little pocket to play in, but we've already noted early enough here. Buzz
Bang's
once
been good
again.
for this, though. Oh, couldn't do it this time. Buzz got his number. So a bit of a trade out. Will now depleted. Asuna on an island. So many targets. This guy's aim is still so snappy. Terrifying to watch, but he needs a couple to connect here.
भाई shock dart पड़े ही नहीं क्या? भाई Stax एक कैसे मार दिया?
Stax got out and still got a
Swing
kill.
करते भाई.
It's 4 plays in a post plant. They're going to need miracle levels of impact now. Buzz just trying to buy precious seconds. Asuna and Derek, well, Spectre, close range fight not enough, and Asna's getting no play in this. No one's giving him a fight.
Marco even sat so deep with the snake bite as well.
Do you think 100 Thieves can win champions? It's a bit too early to call that. They can, but it's too early to call that.
All there is left to say here. Snake bite can land. Will force him off. Actually, RB.
अभी कैसा क्या बात है ना नया टीम है ना नया चीज है तो लोग जब देख के आएंगे it will all depend who can prepare the best and जब prep करने की बारी आती है FPX does really well against teams. You saw the DRX comebacks against Furia? Yeah, I did see. मैंने second map से देखा actually, first map नहीं देखा. I was out there.
The buyback here for 100 Thieves though, Mike. We've got light armors coming out.
वैसे जो भी नया आया इधर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब बटन 500 लोग देख रहे हो और 200 लाइक है भाई जल्दी करो और एक्सक्लेमेशन गिव अवे डाल के चेक करो. आज मैं गाइस पूरा दिन बाहर था मैं थक के आया हूँ और फिर भी मैं बोला एक गेम तो स्ट्रीम करेंगे. कल से अपन पूरा स्ट्रीम करेंगे. हेलो राज.
They found a bit of a rhythm, but a slight switch up on the setup here, going in towards that B hold. You're going to have the adjustment, and Asna on the side as well. Stella's still here, and Stella's still fragging! Finding 2, Buzz and RB dead. 3 more to find, and Stella, he's the immovable object. He won't go down! Claiming 3 is insane!
Oh, भाई स्टेलर को 3 नहीं मारना चाहिए थे.
They should be able to get a plant. I don't think much is going to stop.
3 नहीं मार पाना चाहिए था.
Holding this retake? So difficult. Wow.
Marco nearly stepped into that. Stax is ultimately the one here that I was going to say needs to make a move, but Marco's still swinging on sight. He actually spotted the head of Will.
But Will still lands it. Stax goes down. It's on Marco, 1v2. He's isolated the 1v1. They've got to know where he is. Marco stepping in. Attack!
Oh my god! Baapre.
This guy just keeps his composure in that.
Lands the fade away at the final.
My game is 5 seconds behind.
Beautifully done. Another round as well, though. It's a
yeah.
like,
and then with the
ये क्या fade away shot मार दिया भाई
इसने. Well, Stella.
Yeah, that's going to be a frustrating one. Probably time for the timeout coming in. This has just been called up now for 100 Thieves, and probably rightly so. They want to get a grip on the game again. If you're Sean Gers and you're trying to look after these players,
Papaji को प्रणाम सार्थक.
Absolutely.
Different environment. This is now, well, you know, a little bit of a human element coming into.
A different environment as well. You got half the team.
HellrangeR camp position change करो guys. आज का दिन के लिए ये देख लो. कल से ये नहीं होएगी position. Don't worry.
But definitely, these have got to be frustrating rounds for 100 Thieves because probability-wise, with how some of these start, you think, yeah, actually, 100 Thieves sit back into those solid fundamentals which are drilled into these teams from a prep standpoint. And then DRX are kind of overcoming them. That's kind of uncharacteristic.
It is, but well, it isn't to an extent to me. I think seeing someone like Marco
ये map पे किसका है?
is a little bit outside of my expectations, but again, for those early couple of rounds, you saw 100 Thieves looking great in those retakes, kind of, you know, applying really good pressure, working it back in. But if we see
ये map पे बहुत value add देता है guys.
Side of DRX,
Recon,
I
shock
feel bad
dart,
for 100 Thieves because
shock
they have
darts
their
and
work
split
cut out. Because we
combo.
haven't seen a
इतना
strong
बड़ा map है तो
DRX
drone का
team
range बहुत ज़्यादा
in a
बड़ा
while
है
now.
as compared to let's say a
glimmers
Fade
of what they're
Prowler
good
or
at, but I mean, this was a team
just
that
a Skydog.
to be going super deep runs at tournaments. So if this is when they've woken up, 100 Thieves will have their work cut out today. But again, the timeout comes into this now. The purchase this time around is going to be far from much to write home about. As this could be the Sheriff's, a Marshal, and no ults really to counterbalance much.
Another thing to consider as well, we're talking about this defense looking a little more static than usual.
You can see top left of the screen. मतलब क्या बोल रहे हो? मैं समझा नहीं.
They haven't got the finances to support that. Something that's going to force them to continue.
क्या बोलना है? अच्छा okay. Current breeze. Next fracture DRX का है. ये 100 Thieves का map pick है guys.
Things like looking towards the operator purchase on the side of Will that are those kind of curveballs.
100 चोर का.
Very, very late execute here onto A site though. Nobody here to greet them at the front door. Should be a free plant here. At least the spy cam will confirm passage towards default.
Shock dart, not a problem. Stacks. Gonna get that down unscathed. And let's look at the post plant. Anything that can really cause danger. Okay, they're all coming through from CT. So 100 Thieves not really gonna be able to break the back line too comfortably unless they hit some bangers. And hey, this team is certainly capable. Buzz Getting singed here, might have to make a move. There it is, times it really well. Wait as long as he could, claims Asuna, and actually keeps pushing. Feeling confident, but you got to be careful here. Bang did manage to take out Stack, so it's not completely clean just yet. Will still firing, but Buzz is still standing. 15 HP, but it's still doing enough. Got Bang on the hunt though. Good find here, 2v2. It ain't over, but again, this post-plant lineup, it's going to at least buy the time to deny this. I don't think they can do much about this one. Going to try and get it at least to half. Will needs to stand and fight. He can't do it.
Marco, bhai, to bhai sula rahe le bhai.
A little bit dangerous, a little bit costly, but it's a round on the board nonetheless.
This is the point. Obviously, post-timeout, expecting 100Thieves really to bring something to the table for one of these rounds. I mean, yeah, talking about obviously their defensive style, accrediting what works for them.
If it wasn't for the watch party, then you or the team would have. I always watch most of the games. I try to see as many games as I can.
Default here, this is the only one really.
बाकी सब individuals का है, पर मैं मेरा बता सकता हूँ. And देखते हैं ऐसे नहीं, लोग सब देखते हैं, पर अभी सब game देखते हैं कि नहीं पता नहीं.
Well, this is what the timeout should have been for this round. Now, actually caught two. I thought it might not have actually noted the second there, but catching both with the knife. But still.
Back at that though, immediately DRX peel away from B.
Yeah.
So almost leaving
बहुत
that
retake खेल
information
रहा
there
है
as a
पे,
bait.
पर
But you can already see that 100Thieves are trying to explore that, confirm the information off the bat.
Slow reclearance. See the next step of this and whether or not actually they're going to be proactive enough to get ahead of this A hit as DRX are stacked up right now inside Tube. Derek going to have his hands full. Just 3 DRX players on the other side of this.
Yeah, the timing of this pinch. Derek needs to have nerves of steel here. They've actually made it through already, and Stell's in danger.
Oh, bhai
There's no support there for them, and they've just got the freest sight of their life. They didn't even expect it to be that easy. Seeker's going to come down to make sure they know exactly all these positions.
Oh, bhai Marco, bhai.
Takes out 2 of them.
Ay,
Where the
to
hell
gawat.
did he even consider that from?
I mean, RB
भाई क्या मार रहा है भाई
He
लौंडा?
should have been dead. He should have been in his grave. 100Thieves had him dead to rights. That's... Marco's having a game, Mike. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
This is now the point where you pass being very concerned for 100Thieves. Derek will pick up the consolation, but what, 250 credits between them. They have to hold on to these rifles. It's going to be number 7 on the board for DRX. Like I said, we just haven't seen enough from 100Thieves just yet.
No.
Whether or not this second timeout comes ahead of this eco. Or, well,
भाई ये 100Thieves का technically best map है, I think.
because again, they're by.
DRX ने Pearl ban किया है क्या? एक second देखें.
That's the awkward. Actually, no, they're going to scrape together something here.
They can force around it. So let's watch this back. This is from Marco's perspective.
हाँ,
he
DRX
goes
ban
back
Pearl.
the orb and just
That's.
someone smiling on DRX today. That's unbelievable. Because as I said, we haven't really got to see what 100Thieves were going to bring into that round potentially.
That's the exact sort of thing I was talking about.
DRX is beast भाई. हमेशा group stage में देख के उनको मेरी उम्मीद बहुत जग जाती है guys.
Where they don't allow 100Thieves to capitalize on that. There's no extremity.
फिर playoffs में देख के मैं नाराज हो जाता हूँ. हमेशा मेरे को लगता है event जीत सकते हैं DRX ऐसी टीम है. हमेशा.
DRX thanking their lucky stars. Because as I said, with that scenario, I don't like the fact they were already up towards site. I think it was Stella who was just completely smothered on site by them coming through by door, but regardless.
Whom is
that
supporting?
outcome,
Both the teams are
unbelievable.
one
Now,
of my
ults
favorites,
plenty
bro.
in for DRX. Camera handled, and this is at default, but much
क्या ही बोलूं?
heavier emphasis towards A, but here's that mid exploration, so see maybe 100Thieves try and switch something up.
Early use of the drone actually. Just to clear out tube, still 60 seconds on the clock, so. Nothing on the back side of it. Stella actually going to try and get up close and personal with this stinger.
He's been good for a few here, Stella.
Yeah,
I've got to say it. He's been bailing him out of some rounds, but
Wait, did it?
I don't.
Oh no, Stella's
No, he's already.
back.
Okay.
Oh, Stella
Yeah, I was like,
bricks
how did he not get spotted by this? But you have to give up a fair amount of side control here. Rifles are going to make it over. Will's there, Derek's there.
Stella's pinged by the dart. Luckily not punished here, but plant comes through.
Oh भाई
Not
क्या
much
शॉट
resistance, I
पड़ा
gotta
है.
say, well, in terms of damage at least.
No, they had to fall away. Maybe deciding to posture for the retake was better. The flank's going to come in. That late lurk through double doors is en route. That's going to be RB, and the timing, Asuna just turned around on it. So really heads up play from Asuna to consider that timing, but the frag go back and forth. Bang's still there to find stacks. We look at the post plant. Who's sitting deep towards this? You've still got that Viper alive and well, so that could be an issue. Asuna wants in though. Hunter's Fury's pop. He's chasing him down. We need Asuna to get this frag and get it now. He can't do it in the end, but the defuse is going to be coming in. He can't get there in time. The defuse comes through. 100Thieves steal the round away from DRX.
And again, it comes at the perfect time. I send
भाई बेचारा आरबी के लिए बुरा लगा रहे. आसुना पलट गया.
They know they have to pressure ahead of DRX.
5 out of 6 Asian team in lower bracket this time. Yeah.
Marco's probably got a couple of snake bites
Actually,
up his
no.
sleeve as well.
कौन है? Peripherals, 𝘼𝘽𝐿𝐿.
Actually, the second defusal since round 4.
Peripherals, 𝘼𝘽𝐿, boom.
Lucky for RB not to find that kill.
और कौन है एशिया से यार? मैं भूल ही गया वैसा लग रहा है. अभी DRX तो upper bracket खेल रही है. Japan, हाँ, Zeta division.
And a much different look this time out from
EDG.
DRX. So far more attention towards middle.
अरे EDG यार EDG बहुत उनका individual skills बहुत insane है.
I wonder if he's aware of how close some of these players are. Will's up for the fight, but he loses it. Buzz gets the better, and now they have to back away. DRX win the mid fight.
Buzz absolutely bails Zest out. Another scenario here where
बहुत अच्छा खेल रही है DRX. Every angle jump spot.
The emphasis comes back onto B towards this Viper's pit.
भाई RB का position तो बहुत अच्छा है.
A couple of tools to maybe figure out exactly where Bang's playing, but Derek's picking up the slack behind him, looking towards tunnel. Actually, look with this wall, they might try and slip behind Broken and push spawn.
Scanning ahead. Derek there seems aware of the chance of it, and now has seen a fair amount. Couldn't snap back in time, but Asuna does it for him. 3 critical kills, and Bang's playing this really well. Yeah, he's got that one as well. DRX breaking on the shore.
क्या मारा भाई Asuna?
Essentially from this.
Asuna उधर एक भी कम मारता तो राउंड निकल गया था.
Well, it's not the first, but the trade's good.
Shaky है
Element of stabilizing.
Don't jinx Popa ji.
They could have come at a better time as well. I mean,
मैसेज रीड कर रहा हूँ. सुयश क्या हुआ? पोपा जी मैसेज रीड कर ले भाई. सुयश किया वो.
Disastrous. This heads up as well. Asuna. He said 3 crucial kills to split this execution. Sorry. It's with the wall. You can see initially the intention there for DRX was to heavily pressure towards.
भाई Viper spit.
Sure they have full control of Broken.
यूज करके राउंड निकालना चाहिए वाला. अच्छा Asuna के पास अल्ट भी है.
Viper's pit and a Blaze Storm to work with for DRX. Another 2-man setup towards bottom mid this time around, but 100Thieves don't want to entertain it.
The lessons on the fly, it feels like. I think in this last round, this scoreline doesn't really look too bad at all. Derek. Well, at least note 1. Asuna again, over towards double doors, so far more patience shown in the timing. RB's gone a little bit closer up towards Tube here. But still, this mid exploration is going up for DRX. They're happy to run the clock quite low. Apart from Stacks, who wanted the fight. Only finds Bang on the other side, so already confirming somewhat of the rotations. Not everything, though. It's not like Bang hasn't been playing on that B site, so RB now decides to explore. Can he find Derek potentially? He does, but he finds the wrong end of the stick. This is great from 100Thieves. Super sharp on this. Buzz. How many more options are they going to try and explore? It looks like it's towards that A site now. Asuna going to pop the ult. Deny so many of their options. And there's Fury going to come out and Stella waiting for the timing. Perfect time to swing the shots a little whiffy. And they're still standing. Not by much, Mike, but they're still alive.
Actually, as soon as this null command runs out, have access to this. Star's going to save Viper's pit, but Will denies it. And the plant as well. Gets the second. Nice. Buzz will fall. And somehow, 100Thieves claw their way back to a 7-5 scoreline.
Yeah, great to see them work this one out.
इस मैप में Phantom हाँ भाई कोई भी मैप में खेल सकते हैं.
The rounds they were far from pretty, but those last 3 there, Mike, I feel are potentially the gateway back into this entire game.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen a very different approach.
जो भी नए आए हैं, hit the like and subscribe button.
Thieves, but And established some sort of comfort towards the end of this half, and it really showed, Lauren.
It certainly did, and that's going to mean a lot for 100 Thieves to get themselves back in this game, but DRX certainly looked good. But that's our thoughts on the first half. Let's hear the desks.
Thank you very much, Pansy and 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐿. I'm back here with Ryan and 𝘍𝐿𝐼𝐿. You doing
100 Thieves come back and
How's the
attack.
heart
Yeah,
rate?
I think they can. They
Sweating?
can.
It's totally fine.
Are you sure about that?
Cool
Even
as a
after the
cucumber.
last 2 rounds?
Yep. Everything's fine. Nothing to panic about.
You're going to
All
break as
good.
it goes on. It's
Yeah.
eye-twitching kind of.
We're gonna break, you said. It's fine. But a lot of your happiness, I think, is
पापा जी मेरा
derived
लंबा
from
मैसेज
one
पढ़ो अरे नहीं दिख रहा
lineup,
bro.
Larry, Mako.
I love
Let's
how
go
we
guys,
just
43k
invaded,
पूरे
like, you
किए
have
जाए.
great
Hit that
game
subscribe
knowledge
button.
about new lineups, and this is a bad thing, but no, Mako has just
आज
been
तुम्हारा भाई थोड़ा थका
a
हुआ है guys.
monster
थोड़ा.
so far. He has been incredible.
इसके लिए इतना
I mean,
बात नहीं कर
the
रहा हूँ.
clutch,
गेम
the
देख
just
रहा हूँ, एंजॉय
dragging
कर रहा
them
हूँ.
across the finish
आप
line,
लोगों के साथ.
saving RB at times by coming up with 2
कल
kills.
से एनालिसिस
He's just
करेंगे
been
अच्छे से.
impeccable this whole way throughout, and it's been wonderful to see. I mean, this round in particular was just incredible because Stellar trying to hold things down, ends up dying over on the site. Mako grabbing orb. Wordsted's coming through and he's like, oh, hey, look.
Oh,
so casual.
Yeah.
It's an instant reaction.
It's also like the Stellar dying there as well. Like DRX were working out where the Viper is, where the Cypher is, where that utility is, and eventually they got pretty good at trying to sneak into little gaps where there's not a tripwire. But I'm pretty impressed of like how 100 Thieves have pulled that back a little bit overall. But going into the attack, I'm looking at 2 particular players overall, Will and Asta.
Bro, so yes, मेरे को message नहीं दिख रहा है.
Stronger overall as the map went in. Going on to attack, it's that KO and Jet combining to get in onto sites that's going to be working out for them. But also DRX chose to attack first, and that's their stronger side. They lost 2-10 against Optic when they
एनालिसिस किधर बोल तो रहा हूँ. आज थोड़ा थका हुआ हूँ. तो जितना हो रहा है फिर भी बात करेंगे.
Very true. But we have to see, you know, maybe they're gonna, maybe it's gonna.
थोड़ा फर्स्ट मैप थोड़ा रिलैक्स करके देखते.
I
सेकंड मैप से
suspect
करेंगे.
the defender's side
क्या हाल
somewhere.
भैया? ऑल गुड ग्रम्पी तो कैसा है?
I'll have to just kind of wait and see how it all plays out. But I mean, honestly, good on 100 Thieves to be able to get themselves back into this after, you know, how things were looking at the very start. So I think it's good, just solidifying of their play, I suppose.
कल फर्स्ट बूम मुझे जेटा EDG वर्सेस TL FPX वही एक्सेप्ट क्या लगता है?
All of the curses
He's
have been
human.
broken. Yeah. I mean,
Zeta
obviously,
over
DRX, you
boom,
kinda have to
EDG
be,
over
but
liquid,
this
and
pistol, I think,
FPX
is
over
important
accept.
just to sort of set that pace overall, and yeah, let's see how they go.
It's a very important pistol indeed, Pansy and 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐿. Let's see how this one's gonna turn.
पापा जी कैसे हो? मैं ठीक हूँ. आप कैसे हो?
Yeah, the pistol certainly can tell a fair amount of impact.
I think gun positioning is gun is not a positioning. Yeah, true Prashant. Phantom भी long range अगर burst अच्छे से मारने आते तो use कर सकते हैं.
It shows that capability to adjust.
Hello, Abul bhai.
Pretty rough hand. DRX having some very good rounds
G
there.
wing stuff.
But the
I
side
don't
switch,
know,
has
bro.
this changed your thoughts now? Where are you standing on this now?
I mean, yes and no. Statistically, 100 Thieves are a little more well-rounded here in terms of the attack-defense split, but actually can get things right underway here in the pistol. It's a very, very quick execute towards 8. Actually, Will pretty deep ahead this. The recon bolt won't reveal anything. DRX able to avoid all of this damage, but will allow 100 Thieves safe passage back towards shop. And actually, with this deep bottom mid control, it's going to funnel all of DRX back in through spawn.
Tap on the spike. No commitment behind it, though. Stellar to really draw the first big amount of impact, taking down RB from this. And it isn't just Stellar alone down there, bear in mind. So this could be tricky to clear, but DRX committed to the task towards 𝘍𝐿𝐿𝐼. He's another tap on the spike, but commitment this time. Zest sitting this one, and they need to commit on it now. And oh, they
अरे last second
Will
पे रे.
finding a miracle there, just spams away and gets what he needs. And as do 100 Thieves with the pistol in the second
एक
half.
1.5 second था I think और 1.5 second था.
Employing some lineups of their own.
Hello Papa ji, voting from Seattle. All the best for your future. Thank you Ayush. By the way, I just recently visited Seattle a couple of months back. 2 महीने पहले आया था मैं. Peripherals की aggressive attacking आपको कैसी लगती है? अगर कोई भी game style काम कर सकता है, if you are doing it properly, any game style can work.
DRX to come up and give him some reinforcements at double doors. So very, very, very comfortable post plant for them. I guess actually we'll put that stat to the test now that you'd see on the screen not so long ago.
Oh, nice recon, guys.
When they win the second pistol, end up closing the map. Too much cursing today. What do you think?
क्या लग रहा है guys? 100 Thieves comeback कर लेगी?
Right,
Cursing.
right. just head empty, no thoughts about any of that, Mike. It's best. You know, sometimes you don't have anything nice to say, Mike. Just don't say anything at all. I think that's where I stand. For now, we do see once again the site being taken. Very methodical an approach for 100 Thieves, looking clean on this so far. No real threats on the other side. Bear in mind, it is just classics. Maybe RB gonna do a little bit more damage potentially. Gonna find him.
भाई bang भाई बोले खत्म करो ये सब.
And so far, so good. Only Stack still standing, and he'd have to do masses to cause any problems here. Yeah, so this should be a formality, but good work from 100 Thieves to tie the scoreline up now. Bigger picture, 7-7 is great. We see that first buy going to come back in for DRX, though. We get to kind of maybe change the expectations now. We see the buy in form.
So actually, Bang with some very, very early progress towards the Viper's pin. Yeah, actually. Surprised to see this so early on, ahead of the first buy round. Well, it is still the bonus for 100 Thieves. They come through actually well equipped for it. 2 Bulldogs.
देखो दो चीज का फर्क है. जो DRX से कॉम में इट्स वेरी गुड एट इन्फो गैदरिंग, राइट? तो उन लोग टी साइड पे वही कर रहे थे. स्टार्टिंग में जंप शॉट करके भी कर रहे थे, बट डॉग ड्रोन सब कुछ है ना, तो ब्रूट फोर्स करने के लिए भी अच्छा है, फेक करने के लिए भी अच्छा है. उन्होंने वो दो ट्राई किए. 100 Thieves के कॉम में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? दे हैव लाइक थोड़ा रिजिड खेलना पड़ेगा विद द KO नाइफ एंड ओनली वन ड्रोन, राइट? तो if they are to take mid, it's going to be a bit harder than it was for DRX. So side hits will be very good, but they can still do hall split, mid to A split. Elbow से जाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है, पर possible है कि नहीं पता नहीं. I don't think they'll ever go from elbow to B or try to brute force their way into mid. थोड़ा presence दिखाएंगे, पर I don't think ऐसा mid to B या fight लेने को देखेंगे ज़्यादा. And as soon as I say it, of course mid लेंगे.
So we'll keep our eyes on this. As it stands, though, kind of going through the buy. Aston along with the rifle, light armor, the rest, the Bulldogs and the Spectres. And obviously a decent enough purchase for DRX. So, straight towards middle. Happy to take a little bit of space here with a massive emphasis towards the B side of things. I wonder if DRX take a glimpse towards this.
Actually, with the setup outside elbow.
भाई बहुत गुर्दा है भाई.
Slow push towards tunnel here.
Smoke down करके.
RB and Stacks gonna have their hands full. Only one coming back through.
Okay.
Spawn though, Zest.
Officially.
There's Will straight on site.
He's already here. RB has no idea. They're playing rear Rosie. Bye bye. 100 Thieves bursted on this. This is just beautiful work.
जो मैंने बोला उसका उल्टा.
Resistance, no resilience in middle. It was just free for the taking. Bang needs to be careful there.
Sorry, Marco. Where did that come from?
I'm not sure.
Spike planted.
I'm not sure, Michael.
Is it coming out of double doors?
Hello, Ashanko.
I hope not.
Welcome to my world.
Okay, and
Rightfully
this
so.
is yeah. Why not? Insult to injury, but again, they kind of just walked mid on this. A little bit worrying to see DRX not really have this sewn up here. And again, I just imagine.
Hello, Buddha.
How on earth did that happen?
I mean, it's not even as if DRX are in a position where this should catch them off guard, right? They have confirmation very early on.
पर कैसे आ रहे हैं mid to B? Gamble तो है. Window से कोई peek नहीं कर रहा. चाकू तो डाला था, पर चाकू के बाद लोग रह सकते.
Situation entirely by being positioned towards arches. I mean, you can see what happened with RB and Will. Ended up chasing each other around.
7-3 to 7-7 नहीं, 7-8 अभी.
Away from stopping the execution come through main.
देखो बोल रहा हूँ ना, DRX हमेशा स्टार्ट में मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है, फिर बाद में सामने वाली टीम कमबैक करने लगती है, पता नहीं क्यों.
So there's no confirmation of what happens at bottom mid, but at least
ट्रेड्स बहुत मस्त है इनके.
presence in mid. So I'm not sure what happens in that adjustment period.
भाई आरबी अगर खड़े रह के जेट से फाइट लेता ना तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता क्या?
Again, I don't think this was 100 Thieves doing something incredibly out there, but it felt really out of sorts from DRX. And obviously, for 100 Thieves, you're super happy with that. That's your bonus that you've just converted. That's incredible. You couldn't ask for the better start in this half, but yeah, curious one. Not sure what really happened with that, but we digress as we already see a little bit of aggression coming out from Buzz, so maybe him wanting to take a little bit of space back as 100 Thieves high priority towards his mid presence here. Now, again, he can take all this space, but they better be ready this time on B.
This time around, there's one less though. In terms of defenders here for DRX, Will straight in again.
Second layer comes back, looks to find Marco, and actually loses the fight. Marco keeps his life. It doesn't feel like for much longer. No, the trade's there. But now you're seeing a little bit more resilience to it. Stack still standing, still trying to do the dance here. Needs the shot to land, and it doesn't. 100 Thieves, again, keeping bodies up. Oh, Stellar giving it up to RB.
The tag on the
spike
Bang.
there was enough to push him away. Bang had to fall around this, and it almost could have opened up a chance for RB. Weapon recovered as well. Both rifled up. Bang
ओ
with a big
भाई
shot.
50 HP में
Buzz goes down, but RB, you got
डबल पिक तो करने वाले थे हम लोग पर
no
ऐसा
armor, just that Vandal locked and loaded.
बैंग भाई कॉन्फिडेंस ओपी बोलते हैं
Serious spot.
2 राउंड का एल्बो टू सी अगर मैं DRX हूँ
Did you see it?
तो दैट इज द लास्ट थिंग आई विल एक्सपेक्ट देम टू डू बट उन लोग वही करके मार रहे हैं
Okay, hold on.
Still time to get it done.
doing
Forces
something
fight.
which is
He lands
unexpected
the shot.
right
Asuna just needs
Nice
to play his life. He
on
needs to
100
play
Thieves.
the smart. He needs to play
और
the
ये कॉम
time
के साथ
rather
कोई
than
ज्यादा
the player.
सोचेगा नहीं
And
कि इन
there
लोग
it is. Asuna steals
ऐसा
the
स्प्लिट
nerves.
करेंगे
Brings through the round.
अगर
Getting
इसमें
a
इन
little
लोग
more
बीमेन और
dangerous there,
एल्बो
but
या
100
कुछ
Thieves
पुश
have found
करते हैं
a
ना
little bit of
तो
rhythm to this now.
अच्छा होएगा उन लोग को बहुत स्पेस दे रही है मिड पे DRX
DRX, the headhunter as well, but
100 Thieves ने अच्छा कंडीशन किया अभी थोड़ा पहले 2 राउंड पे एक उसे डायरेक्ट साइड हिट करके अभी मिड ले लेके स्प्लिट कर रहा है
whether or not see another timeout here ahead of this buy round is a lot more important than the previous, but
Enemy remaining.
100 Thieves barely missing a beat here in this second half. Ride in the wave, what's that? 9 rounds now unanswered? Maybe 8, okay, it was the last 3 of the first half, so.
Yeah. And
टाइम आउट
another
बोलते
timeout.
DRX
There's
टाइम आउट
something going wrong with DRX right now. We saw the timeout come in on the bonus. Now we've seen it here. Maybe trying to ride out the storm or just get ahead of it, but it feels inevitable. 100 Thieves are playing a really solid
which
game.
headphone are they using वो noise cancellation helicopter headphones है जिसमें mic है अंदर in ears यूज
It didn't
कर
feel like a bad first half, so I'm quite surprised it looks so discombobulated.
सारे
here
प्लेयर
in the
लैंड पे
second.
नहीं
That's
है
the thing, I don't
100
think
Thieves का
they
चांस तो है
really
भाई
let go
फेवरेट्स है
of
ये
the
मैप
first
पे
half.
तो
100 Thieves stepped up to the plate. They were
Absolutely.
able to recover really well from
if they
what
choke
looked like a
here they will
disastrous
lose
half.
yeah
Yeah,
possible
here,
Radhika
though, like I said, it's almost like
But
100
it's-
Thieves riding that momentum
it's
from
two
the
good
first half.
teams
DRX
tactically playing, right?
struggling
So-
to really piece together any of the things that were working for them in the first half.
100 Thieves का क्या है they are very
Seeing what, as I said, 4 on the trot in
structured
this
but
half and then
individuals
yeah,
have free
7
flowing
times,
ability
sorry.
as
Yeah.
well
That's
DRX थोड़ा rigid है वो
quite
मामले में
substantial now, because that's getting in the head. You can see already Stacks, he's an emotional man. He shows those feelings pretty obviously. So hopefully for them, they can just get that mental reset, whatever they need, because 100 Thieves aren't stopping. They're heating up. That's what's dangerous about this side. The more comfortable they get here, the more dangerous they're going to get further and further forward in this tournament. However, it's a clear-cut A piece coming in. A 3-2 split, and already straight in. No messing around. Will was straight there. Buzz got his number this time. Marco denies the follow-up from Asuna as well. Now the other 3 were coming through by Cave, over towards main. And I like this from Bang, trying to get a little close towards CT, but he's losing teammates fast. And there's the first and the
What
second. Bang outplays 2, but the trade comes in for Stacks. Spike did go down in the meantime, but it's a 2v3, and now it's just Stellar. And maybe still is enough. Cess is down on 8 HP. This is possible.
nice
Cess catching him, trying to slip away, but what a close round again.
8 HP. And Stella just desperate to try and reposition, find a new angle.
पोपा एनालिसिस करो रोसी बहुत थका हो रहा है आज
Zest on top of the box. And actually a crucial kill from Buzz here. Actually playing over on the right side of yellow just to make sure that he wasn't, you know, wide open to that door swinging open from
रोसी
G.
आया क्या तेरा लाइट वापस आया क्या
From Will, which is crucial to slow things down.
अराउंड DRX मिड फाइट करेगा क्या आरबी ऑफ
Fairly
है
comfortable in terms of the funds. Bang back on that Viper's pit.
I love what Bang did there, actually. That was so nice. Just slipping a little bit deeper towards CT was just
I mean,
really
yeah,
up to watch.
DRX are desperate to deal with Asuna and actually flush him out.
आजा अपने डिस्कॉर्ड आजा टीम के
Again, it's the information, right? Bang, super proactive, wants to come up and capitalize on that, and actually finds 2 out of it.
Yeah, lovely work. We go back in 9 to 8. DRX stabilizing. Is it perfect? No.
अरे मिड फाइट करेंगे तो सही बोला पर भाई रिकॉन तोड़ दो बेचारे के लिए.
The pressure's coming in. It's so much.
Oh.
RB bails him out, finds Will. There's more crossing though. It's not the same as it was before. 3 were going to be coming through mid this time. 2 from Cade. Asuna breaks in like a
बहुत
thief.
ही ज़्यादा यूटिलिटी लेके मारते गए इन
Much
लोग.
of that A defense, leaving just one towards CT. Zest needs to respect this fall deeper. He's actually going to punt for the Hunter's Fury. That's not a bad idea either. Deny the spike going down for now. Buy some time for
बस को I mean yeah.
Problem being though, it's looking like a fairly comfortable hold here.
भाई इधर कैसे प्लांट करने देते रे?
RB actually stuck outside.
भाई.
A blind tag actually onto Stella from the drone, but unable to really capitalize on it.
How do they clear through this one? RB checking close by the door, spamming in a little bit, but so meticulous. Flash goes in, does not find what they want here. Time started to dwindle, you can hear all the shots going, and Bang just trying to keep his head down low, but he loses it. RB's there. Derek's still standing, still finding 2. It's all on RB now though. The tap on the spike. It's actually gone to the half here. There's the swing. Okay, I got a little nervous, but it's fine. 100Thieves making it to 10 now, double digits, Mike. That's huge.
Just shout out Derek as well. The util usage here early on. The recon bolt comes through.
Asuna Phantom is so clear, bro.
Double doors, and with the drone,
When does he play Hell? I don't know.
Him on the backside. Then finds a load of chip damage with the shock darts as well. Buzz under so much pressure, not able to do anything with that operation.
नहीं Dota 10 man हो रहा है. Okay.
Worried about the money, yeah. We're
Guys, जो भी नया है इधर like and subscribe and let's go 1000 likes की तरफ बढ़ते हुए and 43k कर दो.
Light armor, Buzz will have the ult to maybe depend upon, but we didn't see much value to this before, but huge info, but again, forced away.
बेचारा भाई Buzz.
It's a pressure Buzz off in the early round.
He is just being marked down right now. It's so hard for him to find any sort of room, but Buzz going to put himself in the position to maybe do some damage. And look at this again! There is nowhere to go for him. This is so well made out by 100Thieves. They've got the site under wraps here. They can get the plant down, but going to be diligent about it. Still going to clear through. A little bit of spam.
बेचारा Buzz तो बिना बंदों को देखे 26 HP हो गया इतना.
Can't find a comfortable engagement. Bang. Speaking of comfort, gonna have 3 people staring him down. Buzz finally finds something with that Blade Storm. Yeah, a lot of damage coming through from the shock dart. Actually, Marco in the back lines.
Oh,
you have to compliment that. Derek will fall.
Time ticking. Flash goes in. It's RB to find Stella.
Oh, bhai, RB!
Sweating bullets. DRX on the way back in. He's got 1. He's got 2.
Oh my God!
Will tries to do everything he can, and after all of that, Buzz finally with some fresh air takes a breath, and he takes the round back for DRX.
Everyone was so squishy coming back through main there. The stars nearly
भाई
aligned.
7 HP भाई.
It's actually crazy that DRX are actually able to come through and win this with how much pressure. Buzz is looking to get super active early on here, but we saw the obstacles he had to overcome. Finally.
So many hoops were thrown at that guy to try and jump through. It was unbelievable. But again, look at this.
I say squishy. He's actually landing headshots there anyway.
9. Overall, I'm still feeling like 100Thieves are looking more stable, but I mean, the scoreline's still close, Mike. You can't really call it either way. Now, ults are plenty. Also, Marco wants to get his going first. That's going to be invested over towards that A site. Massive emphasis towards Tube this time, though, from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, no secrets about it. Oh, Will gets the wrong way. Zest actually comes through, but Bang and Asuna, they find responses. RB and Zest will fall.
Exactly. These rounds are easy. None of them are comfortable. Asuna does go down, and no trade was found. Marco still alive and still trying to do what he can to keep
भाई Marco भाई.
It's just Bang now. There's Stacks and Marco split between them. Can he find a frag here? Oh, he's looking towards Stacks. Not far from it.
They've got plenty of time here.
He
to
does.
reposition,
He
try
can
and find
play
a
the
kill.
map.
Yeah.
Is there a weapon down somewhere?
Definitely don't want to be swapping it. Okay.
Timing's everything. This
I mean, even so, he's going to get the swap and be able to get, hopefully, a clean plant on B. Does still have his wall as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get something set up here.
The positioning coming out from Marco could be an issue. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm still a little worried for Bang here. Where does he decide? It's a gamble, right? You're just trying to pick your best choice.
The ping comes out immediately. As soon as that wall gets put down, they relay the information. But a little bit of a red herring because
like
Bang's
that.
position
Oh, the
elsewhere. The
flash.
Sky gonna confirm it.
And he needs that one too. Bang, lucky to be alive. Spam comes in. Can he do much with this? He's going to find the first. He takes down Marco, and he's got a fair fight.
Beautiful.
Bang is unbelievable today.
भाई क्या मार रहा है भाई
Converting that,
लौंडा.
the red herring you noted on the wall, but still got revealed by the flash. Still holds his nerve.
What a beautiful round from Bang. That's again.
He's
Just
about to drop 30.
apart by really. What he bring into
अपना
the
स्मोक क्यों खोलेगा रे? वो टाइम पे ऐसे अच्छा क्लियर शॉट ले लेता रे.
It's odds and ends.
माको इतना इंसेंट राउंड खेला है इसके बाद अपने स्मोक के थ्रू नहीं आना चाहिए था. ऐसे ही मार देता वो.
Beautifully done from Bang. And you can see it.
Yep.
A little bit of frustration. You can see it on the other side of things. Sean over the moon for that Red Bull clutch.
And because I think we've all noted this with 100 Thieves, the deeper they get into this event, the deeper run they pull off here, the confidence starts to build. They start to believe in themselves as well. It becomes such a deadly beast to handle. Look at that. Will straight on in. Buzz is gone. Put to bed early. And Will still holding on. 3. It's a shutdown. It's systematic. That's 5 gone in a second.
You can see the difference. Once 100 Thieves win a round, or they win out a clutch or something like that,
उसको
the next round,
अपने स्मोक
regardless
के
of the
थ्रू नहीं आता तो I think माको
purchase,
मार ही
they
देता जैसे उसका
immediately
शूटिंग चल
they
रहा है.
don't- They don't want to let up in the pressure at all, and they're rewarded time and time again for it.
This is something else. A treat to watch. So sharp. Confidence suits them and heartbreak for DRX here. They're going through emotions.
Well, you say heartbreak, they're going to be kicking themselves.
There's been a couple of
They
rounds.
were in the driving seat
Yes,
for
they
the
were.
start of this half. I did say 100 Thieves a little more well-rounded, at least statistically here across it. DRX leaning a little heavier on the attacking side in terms of success, but Buzz got all to do here. RB actually going to help him out just a little bit.
Oh, स्मोक के थ्रू मार दिया भाई. I mean wall के through.
Just like that, 3 fall from 100 Thieves. Stella and Derek left to do it. Never want to count either of these guys out.
Watch party.
I mean,
I'm starting
when
to
Derek's still
हाँ
standing.
watch party चालू है.
Derek clutched them so many
12-9.
times. Looking their way here, it was almost
Guys, Emmy is in the house. हाँ.
Okay, he's found one. Okay, the trade comes out. Derek is going to have to do unthinkable things. He's noted he's dead. Okay, it's fine. The alarm bells didn't start ringing.
Just got to make sure you
DRX.
can't see anybody.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one
भाई
condition.
100 Thieves down था 3-7. वहाँ से अभी 12-10 हो गए.
And 100 Thieves timeout coming in this time.
I think maybe just to take a breath here.
Yeah.
Sure, actually.
हाँ last match.
Wall that comes through.
Esports चाचा बोल रहे हैं Emmy.
Actually, the reason that RB is able to punish this slow push towards double.
अब अरे आपको कौन नहीं पहचानता?
Making sure actually if the wall's invested at the.
एमी वैसे आपकी ऋषि ने बहुत अच्छी ली है ऑनलाइन. ट्विटर पे मैंने हल्क I am talking about the parents cannot dance.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure, but I like this timeout for 100 Thieves. I do want to kind
Done,
of
done.
them as being the kind of young.
Oh yeah, मेरे को सीखना पड़ेगा. मेरे को नहीं आता है कुछ भी.
That's why it leads into that whole kind of they went out a clutch. It's that
Then you're
immediate
suddenly-
confidence plays. They're
But you
just
also-
brimming with confidence.
इस्तांबुल कब जा रहे हो भाई? आप फ्लाइट टिकट और उधर वेन्यू का टिकट दे दो, मैं जाता हूँ अभी के अभी.
Make sure that doesn't
Crack the
happen.
whip. Yeah.
Sean with a whip. I don't know.
Yinsu's probably blushing down on the desk.
Especially after the leather daddy comments. I don't know if we can really start talking about that.
क्या लग रहा है guys?
Yeah,
OT
it's
जाएगा
almost
कि नहीं?
bullshit,
OT
yeah.
or not?
No.
We're
ODI
We're
war.
nearly there. We're nearly
14
there.
minutes.
Yeah, you're right. But we do get to dive back in now.
So guys, hit that subscribe button.
Has been rekindled for 100 Thieves. They don't want to get
Jaldi,
ahead of
jaldi.
themselves. Got to play that smart game of Valorant because again, DRX are a super experienced team. They've been there. They've done this. They've made it out of groups. They have to rekindle that focus now.
They're a team. I mean, from a structure standpoint, they are capable of punishing. Some of these.
Fast
confidence
A rush
breaks.
हो रहा है friend.
The thing is, the confidence from 100 Thieves is as a unit.
It's
Never
not
those
just one.
one-offs.
No. It is as a
Look at
pack.
that
And
spam onto Buzz.
How are they getting these entries so often? And Will's normally got the follow-up too. He's been good for like 2 and 3 here, but Marco
Oh, this is dirty.
Marco is the man to do it!
Oh boy!
For Marco, but Will wants to spotlight himself. 3 for himself this round already. RB fights Derek and DRX still
माँ को भगवान है रे. क्या मार रहा है भाई, वो मॉली के बाद उसने जो रीपोजिशन किया है पूरा राउंड उसने उधर ही घुमाया है.
How much damage Buzz takes in the first 10 seconds of a round, and how many times he's just completely forced off these early.
देख वो छोटा सा डिटेल है गाइस, मॉली के बाद उसने रीपोजिशन किया बस.
Again, just the coordination from some of this utility. Will still, I mean,
भाई स्टेलर को भी समझा ही नहीं उधर. स्टेलर बोल रहा है, विल को समझा ही नहीं वहाँ पे. वो
he's going down swinging.
बीरश हो रहा है क्या गाइस?
It comes to this now, round 24.
Buzz is walking mid.
He's not deterred.
Big boy Buzz is walking mid. This is so brave. He does have RB by his side, but that's going to be checked on.
अरे
The barrel!
Derek is going to be breaking their hearts
क्या
in
एंगल
two.
था
RB's
ये?
gone. That's a massive amount of impact. They could hit the brakes and maybe decide something else here. They could continue on their way, but 100 Thieves now have so much an advantage to play with. Oh, Stacks. Needs to be good on this one, but he's getting closed in on. Actually, Will gets denied this time. Stacks still stands. He's still fragging out as well. Finds Asuna. He can't do any more. But Zest on the side fills the void. And now we're down to two. Stella and Derek.
Stella.
Uh-oh, Stella's gonna be right behind him. Stella does find Buzz, and now he evens it out. Zest 13 HP, tagged up, revealed, same to be said on the other side, but closed in on. He's being hunted down. How is he standing?
क्या?
Still standing! And now Stella gets put in the undesirable position.
क्या?
Zest is unbelievable.
Holy shit!
Slippery at the end.
ये क्या राउंड निकला है भाई DRX से भाई, कैसे भाई? Zest भाई. What the?
This is insane. Look how far.
What is this?
Away from this still. And 100 Thieves are desperate to close down this kill. Desperate. Again, ultimately, that is their demise.
ओ टी बोलते.
Did Yinzu say it was going OT? Yinzu? Don't stare at the screen, Yinzu. We can see you. Did you say it was going OT? Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, good. They're all chiming in now. Brilliant. Yeah, the Des did see maybe a chance at this happening. I hate to say they're right, Mike. But here we are.
बीरश कर रहे हैं क्या?
Here we are.
अच्छा ओके, DRX अटैक है ना?
I'm just happy I get to see more of this, but I'm sure a little bit of frustration.
ये लोग जानबूझ के suppress हो रहे हैं guys.
Converting and being held in place. Will back to business though, taking that fight towards middle.
It's more damage onto Buzz again. He actually swings onto it, but
I don't know how they're still standing off these players.
not punished. Buzz will be healed. Zest now going to re-clear with the owl drone. At least early on, very proactive here in the first round of overtime from 100 Thieves. Continuing with some of these confidence plays. And DRX, I've got to say, a little rattled by it, cautious, stacked up, huddled together. But they re-explore mid. Zest actually looking to link up with RB with the spike outside, and it's a retake setup here from 100 Thieves. They're happy to give this one up. Whether or not they dip their toes, try and find some chip damage on the way in. See a nice angle over the top here.
Let's see if Asuna sees anyone. He sees enough.
Sees a pixel.
Uh-oh. One gonna come in.
Spike planted.
Dropped up, one gone. Second invested. Zest, no damage to be conveyed. So 4 in the post plant here.
कौन निकलता है ये round?
On RB.
When does he pull the trigger on that one? Guess when contact really starts to hit, when they start to commit towards getting closer. Derek going to take the first step forward, and there's going to be Will put his life on the line, up and over. Stacks makes light work of it, but it's RB. That was meant to be the final defense if needed. The final call to be made.
Oh, bhai,
The 100 Thieves still on the side, and he can't clear him.
भाई बैंक क्या खेल रहा है भाई?
13 on the board.
I thought RB had the time in there. I don't know what slows him down.
बैंक में कैसे मार दिया उधर दो को? मेरे को उसका POV देखना है.
That has to be the green light for him. 100 Thieves strike first, and yeah, I mean that's you can see a pixel. There's nothing. Looked like a decent angle over the top the first time, but with the blind spray on the second. See the frustration starting to show on the DRX faces. How's he going to hit the?
100 Thieves ने एक भी बार हॉल स्प्लिट नहीं किया है ना?
Ahead of round 2 in the first overtime.
POV दिखाया, वाह वही एक ही सेकंड था जब मैं और किधर देख रहा था.
It's always interesting. I mean, the one to be the initiators in the first round of overtime is always telling, I think. as to where kind of that confidence lies.
भाई DRX के 4 कोच है ना गाइस अभी NX ने भी ज्वाइन किया 4 कोच है टर्मी पेरी NX चौथे का नाम मैं भूल गया.
It's very hard for me to quantify this game because I feel like 100 Thieves, you know when like kids just feel like they are just, you know when they're like full of no fear. You're young, you have zero fear of like breaking a bone or whatever.
I'm not scared to break my leg.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like it's that it looks like they don't get affected by the negativity at all. They look so.
4 कोच हाँ भाई 4 कोच है DRX के.
Smiles on the faces, converting the first. No sweat.
चारों का अलग-अलग रोल रहेगा.
DRX on the roller coaster of emotion.
The second layer to that is as well with 100 Thieves is always invested. It's like 3 or 4 of them ready to throw their bodies on the line together.
Yeah.
कोचिस का टीम बनाते क्या? हाँ भाई चलो let's go.
He's always complemented by the support structure.
It's quite impressive to watch. Now we go back in though.
ये हर बार सेम फ्लैश और रिकॉर्ड डाल रहे विंडो से तोड़ क्यों नहीं रहे इतना फ्री स्पेस क्यों दे रहे यार?
First in OT. Time for DRX to try and defend this. See if they can do some.
बहुत फ्री स्पेस दे रहे हैं
अंदर. You can see a lot of timeouts called for these boys.
हर बार सेम फ्लैश सेम रिकॉर्ड.
Through does not find what he wants with this.
Well, yeah, the Al drone is destroyed, but no confirmation of actually how many bodies are behind this, and there's a lot coming through double doors here.
And we've seen varying amounts of commitment towards this, and as Buzz get almost drawn into it, Stella already closing down RB. He just closed in towards the I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but Buzz just gonna swing the door. He's got Zest by his side, and they want to catch these players trying to slip in towards Tube. They have noted 2, but Derek gonna find 1. Trade comes out for Zest, it ain't over yet. Zach was good for 2 last time. He needs some more Zest.
Oh भाई बचा लिया
इसको. Just bail out hero work. Marco helping out as well, leaving just Stella with 3 to close down. The spike could not be in a worse spot for him to try and recover. Good stacks. Tucked by the back of the pillar. And 2 towards middle.
बाबा रीड करो ना क्या रीड करो?
So has to take one of these engagements. Actually, the double stack here. Zest takes his eyes off the prize for a moment here, and Marco is spotted.
No. You don't make this a real go of things, do you, Stella? 8 more bullets and Zest comes back around and keeps things in check. But gotta say it, Zest has been
जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा. DRX जीतेगा.
For example, though, I'm not sure if we'll be able to take a look at this at all, but another one where actually 100 Thieves get a very.
भाई मैं अगर DRX रहता तो ये राउंड पे ए रश कॉल करा था.
Then they lose the round still.
2 guys coming in late from mid. ये retake खेल रहा है most of the round. तो drone Viper wall डलवा के drone recon. बी suppress हो जाओ जो भी करना है कर लो. 2 लोग late mid. हर round अपन early mid जा ही रहे हैं.
Recover from that situation. I feel it's happened one too many times. When we always credit the the fundamentals of 100 Thieves, they never die in 1 by 1. They die together.
Interesting. At this point, we go again. Second round of OT now. 15 the goal. Big info on this, but relatively clear cut about this one. We look towards who's on the site. Stella.
So Buzz got to be careful on the dash in here.
Oh, there's 3. There's so many on the site already.
They're here so early.
They're so quick to this. And even on the other side of the map, Bang's still already exploring. You've got Derek, already searching down by mid-pillar. This is already going to be so red. Stella having to put his life on the line for this and greets it with a smile. Buzz gone. Flash for stacks. Tries to get it towards the back of the side. Does catch what he wants there, but only finds 1. He's got to know there's a second. They already had noted that Will was around here. But they pause. They hit the brakes for a second here, DRX, and maybe rightly so. Can they catch a punish on this flank?
Bang pressuring at least. I think Marco just waiting for this, the toxin cooldown to come up. Maybe putting stacks in a position to make something happen. But another 13 seconds on the flash here. They can buy enough time. They can make play off that. Stacks still wins it though.
And Derek can't get it done. It's Stacks still standing and Bang all alone. Gives away the game to try and deal with the Seeker. He knows there's a player to the right, but you can already see it. Stacks has evacuated the building.
Nice DRX! Stacks भाई OP बोलते खोपड़ी खोलते.
Right down to the wire though.
1v2 man, it's not clear cut, right?
And Stacks has nobody to bail him out in this situation. He's out on an island. It's almost like, DRX is saying, there's a little bit of cooldown here from the toxin. The wall's going to come back up, but finds both of these kills. And even here, just the confirmation, the Seeker's coming through. Beautiful conversion from him. 100Thieves ultimately are prioritizing. Stax is isolated. He's the one that's the easy target in this scenario.
चलो guys, last time out of the game. क्या लगता है जल्दी बोलो 100 Thieves या DRX? Who's winning this?
It's hard to not feel a little when you watch DRX play as well, because they're hot on the sleeve from the very start. You see the emotional kind of highs and lows throughout that, but here a little bit of respite for a second, as it's not them in the timeout, it's not them trying to go through all the plans and kind of work everything out again, because 100 Thieves have now been responded to, right? And this is the question that we'll always bring up when it's a newer team to these depths and these stages.
15-13 DRX, okay. Goal डालो. अभी के लिए तो half and half दिख रहा है मेरे को.
I think they absolutely do, but we need to see.
You guys, hit the like and subscribe button. जल्दी like, जल्दी subscribe. अभी से daily watch party करेंगे. आज थोड़ा सा थका हुआ हूँ guys. अब थोड़ा तो बोलने की बात है, पर मैं बोला आज आप लोग के साथ गेम देखते, कल से फुल अपन एनालिसिस करेंगे. आज दिमाग नहीं चल रहा है अपना, पर देखने में मजा आ रहा है.
Pretty early on within that second half, and not necessarily saying he's slowed down, but definitely unable to have the same impact he did in regulation. This time around though, exchange of utility towards mid.
DRX का एजेल कौन है? Zest और Stacks दोनों ही करते हैं.
Like I said, I'm keen to look at those first buds or first engagement.
लोग mid to A बहुत walking कर रहे हैं. Mid to B, mid to A.
It's been very back and forth, but a few things sticking out in my mind. Much slower approach this time around. 100Thieves almost desperate for DRX to get curious, go exploring. It's not looking like it's going to come though.
And here it is, similar scenes once again. Valorant goes in. Knife, I think, will hit towards Buzz. He's going to try and play ahead of the wall here.
Ooh, he's actually...
I can't use that.
Look at the damage that's coming on the other side though, and it's isolated. Asuna was all alone. There was no one else behind him there. This
way ahead of the curve.
A little discombobulated.
कोई तो देख लो.
He's got the chance at so much damage and he wanted more, but he can't get it. Needs to depend on the rest, and they come through with the goods. They take the site and they take the life of DRX.
भाई तीन लोग की HP तो मतलब almost खत्म होने पे है.
It is low. Bangs 14 HP, Will's down to 10, 33 for Derek. It ain't impossible. The first fight's on Stella. There's the reveal. Derek's got him. And now it's just RB in the 1v4. Or we go again. He's checking by door. No one's there. They're all stacked towards the site. Still their lifeline of HP and revealed. So RB, no need for subtlety now. Spots the first, and again, this is all perfect work from 100Thieves. They answer right back. Mike, though, I got worried. I saw Asuna out on an island, right? Just completely untradeable.
I think the one thing is a couple of members of 100Thieves are revealed by the recon bolt.
Yes.
There's a lot of damage that comes through, and I think that's why that gap is created. Why Asuna's not tagged up. He doesn't get revealed from the
अगर ये kill माको निकाल लेता तो वो भी round घुमा देता था.
Bricks or get towards that Viper wall, but it's unfortunate. 100Thieves actually flipping not just a 4v5. It almost felt like a 2.5 with how much damage was done at that choke point.
मेरे को DRX का एक चीज पसंद नहीं आ रहा है. सामने वाले लोग same recon flash डालते, तुम लोग तोड़ते क्यों नहीं every round? It's not like you can't.
It doesn't go so well. Stax was ready for this. We compliment the default the DRX bring out, but this time 100Thieves breaks down.
A double swing behind that.
So much commitment to the aggression. I thought that first layer was enough. I thought Asuna out on a bit of an island again, just taking that holiday, but no, the boys were with him.
Find themselves a 4v3 very early on. Great response. Like I said, it was two more members to swing behind Asuna's contact. And it's Stax and Marco. Two crucial agents to lose on an attacking side of Breeze. No wall, no flash. Go look for Buzz to be the one to lead the charge here. He has to find something on the way in.
Trying to punish a rotation, anything? I mean,
100Thieves shouldn't be feeling any pressure right now, so there's not going to be a rotation coming through.
And there's contact. Actually, Bang's got to be a little careful.
Yeah.
Zest is going to be
30
trying to
seconds
search
left.
for the crossfire, right? He's going to try and search for the second player, which he finds. Derek goes down, and now there's problems. The rotations will be on the way towards B, but they can't instantly go for this. They've really only noted one. Now plenty more. Bang is surrounded. Still good for a frag, which is pretty impressive, but it isn't even
बहुत
2v2.
मुश्किल था DRX के लिए बनाना, पर plant कर दिया तो वही बहुत अच्छा है.
So the ping's coming through. Zest actually down to 51 HP. He's going to be challenged. Stella should find him pretty early on.
Timing, gonna hear that surely. There it is, information noted. He does go down to Will, so it leaves it all in RB's hands. Flashbacks now, swinging together. They want this one done, but he's still gonna try and do the dance here, buying as many precious seconds as he can. And the tap on the spike, but there's no commitment. They want this fight, and he gets it! A 1v1! Nerves of steel in the end. It's across the line. Big impact on these plays back in for Will here. That's going to be 15. Advantage back to 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves का agent stellar.
To watch happen as well. DRX playing a little split here. Zest desperate to kind of play first contact. Down on 50 HP, but he's clear.
I think 100 Thieves जीत जाएगा ये map अभी.
Both members, Stella and Will, stack up. And they just swing methodically. Beautifully done. And this is after great work, actually. You even noted it. Zest spots one, and he's desperate to find where that second player is. And actually finds it. Derek falls pretty early and seemingly for free. Around though, 100 Thieves looking to get a little more proactive in the early rounds here.
Finally, देखो भाई, पूरा game halls नहीं गए 100 Thieves. एक ही round गए थे.
Well, straight in through Tube. You got Will trying to take the space.
अरे क्या ready है रे stack.
Trade out comes in. Asada still standing though. Still looking to find some form here. Buzz, so much invested towards him. Bank's got to know this surely. He checks it this time, but doesn't clear it diligently enough. Now a little worried by the door.
Nice, Buzz.
Surgically just removing heads. Asada left in the dirt. Stella and Derek now left with nothing.
And RB's still actually over on the other side. We're not 100 Thieves look to re-hit towards A. Maybe anticipating a rotation has come through, but with a two-man advantage, DRX can actually hold this formation.
Hey, please बोलना नहीं कि कोई देख नहीं रहा है अभी mid to A.
Still paranoid, obviously, about Tube. Anything else that's vulnerable, but trying to keep himself safe from this. But they do need to note it eventually, and Marco's going to find one. It's leaving in the hands of Stella, and Stella's gone.
Nice. Let's go.
Never ending this game.
Let's go guys, hit that like and subscribe button जल्दी.
Barely anything separating these
1100 लोग देख रहे हैं, 1000 like भी नहीं है भाई, मैं क्या बोलूं.
We are with a brand new team coming to this sort of tournament, right? 100 Thieves, they've not been on these stages before, and they are keeping up, but do they run out of steam? Do they run out of that, you know, real credibility here? Because eventually you've got to say that sits with
विशेष आज के लिए कैंप पोजीशन सेम रहने दो, कल से अपन सब फिक्स करेंगे.
You're right.
Slower starts, at least in, you know, the first map of some of their opening series at international events.
Like करो. Hello Dhruv and Divya यार, कैसे हो? Hello Shine, सारे अपने mods आज आए हैं.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
It's not to say though, actually, even recently here at this event, they have demonstrated great mental resilience on a series by series basis.
Every round same ही start कर रहे हैं DRX वाले.
About 100 Thieves, which I like, right?
DRX
A rush अगर off the bat करते हैं.
Rounds played. Was it FVX at Copenhagen? That's a ridiculous round count.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep checking my watch. Just see what the time is right now. 15:15 though. It's starting to look like Counter-Strike out here with that scoreline. But I've got to say it, I'm happy
Present
to
sir, अरे और भाई भी है.
DRX not getting
बरो मैं बढ़िया पनाब
breaking
बता.
their own hearts, because sometimes they really do. So for now, they keep themselves strong. We get to see the full longevity to this matchup. An early exploration.
B split कर लो friends.
DRX trying to maybe split in towards that B
B
side,
split
but
कर लो.
players towards this side.
It's interesting as well. Derek on the back of no confirmation with the drone. Slips back into Nest, but Will goes exploring down Tube, and he's going to be here nice and early. Actually, whether or not he drops down, but the hit coming towards B side in the meantime.
Nice. Uncomfortable angle to try and play from. Bang now surrounded, has no comfort to fall back to. No safety here, and he's still going to find one. Still finding value. Tees up Derek to do some more. This is going to be a 2v2, but the plant can't be denied at this point. Still paranoid about that secondary player. Still trying to clear through by elbow.
Well, RB found Will, but he's
कितना weird ही round था ये.
Into main, so it's the reason for Derek's paranoia. With Stella coming through archers, expect him to stack up once again. And RB actually gets himself into an awkward off angle, but now reveals himself.
Yeah, RB.
And Suns close that gap so quick here. Stacks, this is going to be a big test.
Nice race, Stacks.
With flying colours, and DRX has got so many issues. One to the front, one to the back. He's going to sit this. And well, there it is. Stacks holds it together and gives them
Let's go DRX.
again the advantage going forward.
Support दोनों टीम को कर रहा हूँ, क्या करे?
The endurance really being tested now. DRX. Another opportunity.
Stacks is so good, yeah.
Map one out.
Let's go, guys.
32. Really well played, like I said, with RB to actually pick up that kill. It's interesting to see the decision making on the back of no information, or at least no confirmation.
I almost blind में भी डायरेक्ट ने मार दिया था उसको, ऐसा लगा. भाई इनका जो कोच है ये टर्नी आई थी, तो एकदम सांसें ले रहा है, डीप सांसें.
This is OT. This is the absolute depths of them being tested here in map 1. So much more to be seen as well. Keep that in mind. Can't believe we get
आपस से mid walk in.
You know, it was damn good. But where do they take this now? 3-2 split. Looks like an indicator towards that A site, but again, I'm still looking at those players towards elbow, maybe trying to punish the rotations here, but with the counter utility from DRX, they're not going to really pull too much here. They aren't going to give too much intent away, I guess.
I mean, you can see Stella and Will posted up elsewhere, but nobody from DRX bites.
Oh, it's not enough of a commitment.
I mean, the fact that there's 3 players on A, they have to scramble for this rotation. Nobody has to get curious elsewhere on the map, so...
Okay. Round 2 of it, but they've actually committed a little deeper with Will towards top middle. This actually could be interesting. If they found this floor at this point, this is huge. Will's got here.
Actually, yeah. I didn't even notice he'd got all the way into Nest.
And now they're on an island. These two are so isolated. RB and Stacks have to be good for it. Really against the odds here as well, because 100 Thieves have found a way forward. RB still good for one. Finds 𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐒. He gets the kill.
Nice.
He takes Derek down.
Nice.
DRX still standing on the verge of this. Stacks does fall, but wait.
अरे क्या कर रहा है यार? मैं उधर ही fight ले लेता.
What has just happened? What has just happened?
नहीं.
How on earth did this just happen, Mike?
What the hell was that round? I mean, RB just has an absolute jump scare on backside, leaps into a snake bite.
What? Can you play this
भाई ये
again?
क्या था?
I don't understand. There was just... Not even this part. This was fine. Will's just, you know, an animal, but... Yeah.
That's got to be so tilting.
That was their win.
Round
that was their win
32.
right there. That was the win.
भाई ये क्या था यार?
It looked like a sitter to me.
Because they answered back, right? 100 Thieves had that mad position off the back of Will. And, anyway, that one, that could come back to haunt them. That mistake right there could be the
Oh भाई Amen push first time.
backbreaker.
Look, 100 Thieves.
Push from Cave. They're feeling it again. That confidence brimming. Mike, we talked about this. They can't help themselves. As soon as they get that confidence flowing, they will then turn the screws.
It comes on the back of an unorthodox clutch, but a clutch nonetheless. DRX. Similar scenes once again.
Nice रे. पुश के बाद भी ए जा रहे. नाइस कॉल भाई, जिसका भी है. जेस्ट का है, स्टैक्स का है.
DRX will try and stack up behind it now. Their sights set towards A. Interesting to see actually if Will gets curious down tube once again. Is looking that way. Marco and Zest in the back line going to be tested here, but Buzz.
Hey Halls. Oh भाई बहुत fast flying के, बहुत fast. अच्छा वो शॉप के लिए ट्रिप है.
Assassin spots him. He's got so much in front of him right now. That's going to be one. And now there's more, but he's just going to be a problem. If he just plays his life, it's going to buy so much time, so much room for Derek to move further forward.
Nice,
Buzz.
Buzz.
Though, going to keep this one safe, at least towards sight. Quick on hand flash for 𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐒. Gets through the wall, but there's one behind him. Still turns around and hits a 180 on towards Stacks. A 3v3 now.
Coming through. See Marco actually sent
Nice rib.
Yuto in here. A trade back and forth
नहीं,
once again.
RB
But Stella looking to pile up pressure here. The snakebite comes through, but it's not going to kill him. They have to confirm this kill.
He gets off this though. Stella, 46 HP in a dream. That's all he's got left. Tries to
Nice.
win it. RB's
Let's
there and
go.
DRX do it again. We keep moving forward.
Another chance here to close it.
Why they shocked out behind jet smoke? Just in case वहाँ पे trap है साइफर का, जहाँ पे जेट डैश कर रहा है. समझ रहे? तो वो preemptively टूट जाएगा, या तो अगर अटका भी तो भी टूट जाएगा instantly.
For a rookie team coming in.
That's why they are
to
shock
this
darting
level,
there.
To this absolute, the highest echelons. How deep can they run this one back? 100 Thieves now. Again, advantage to DRX here. But we've seen mistakes. That pressure is starting to mount.
भाई वापस सेम रिकॉन तोड़ दे भाई प्लीज जस्ट तोड़ दे प्लीज अरे तोड़ तो ना
on the attack. Asana curious towards mid though. Similar setup on the side of DRX here. Such a tense moment in this match. Round 34. Caution on both sides. The Thieves look as if they're starting to make a decision.
वापस एक जन को मिड पे बिठा रहे हैं क्या?
Now he's been the one that on the back of contact towards A sometimes he looks for that kill on RB. Like we said, there's nobody stacked up with him. Actually Stacks playing all the way towards ladder now.
Big
perfect flash from Stacks. It went all the way through elbow.
That's massive. Okay, and they're going to call back in RB. Rotation as well from Zest. Can't deny that. One entry point really isn't accessible.
Exactly the thing I was talking about, yeah.
He found that little bit of pressure, this little bit of room to work. And if they just hit the brakes, let him do something
30
here.
seconds left.
Well, he's in the same position he was in the previous attacking round. He's got himself up into nest, and he can literally play in the cut here.
भाई वापस same round last time वाला.
So it's down to the two players on the site for the defending side. We've got what, Marco, I think, and Buzz over here. Nice little bit of utility, but it's down to 32. Can they do anything with it? Yeah, apparently they can. Buzz gonna find one. 10 seconds.
Nice.
Running out of time. They gotta get a move on. Spike's now been dropped. 7 seconds. I don't think he can do anything
Nice.
with this.
It's all over.
GG.
It looks like it is.
GG. Let's go.
DRX, heart and soul was poured into that map.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Wow.
DRX. I mean, the resilience shown. This was an absolute war of attrition on Breeze. It just mapped.
Marco भाई ओपी बोलते खोपड़ी खोलते let's go.
Like they won the series.
I mean, they basically played as many rounds as it might have taken any other day.
Guys, इसी बात पे like subscribe ठोको रे 1000 likes 43k subs let's go.
Early into that position, you can see the early intentions.
Just the timing.
Through time and time again.
Yeah. Look at it, and again, I feel like this could be kind of chronicled into 3 different.
Who was the
chapters,
MVP
3
of map
different
one?
books
चलो एक
even,
poll डालते.
You know, regulation time. We saw, the first
कौन
couple
था
of teams
आप
and
लोग
then
के
it
हिसाब
completely
से?
got shifted. That was actually the
आप लोग
heartbreak
के
round.
हिसाब
Keep in mind, round 32 was where DRX could have potentially thrown that game from themselves. Yeah.
MVP of
Honestly, a very, very weird exchange.
Marco,
3 cases bring out this little fadeaway.
Buzz
Marco and Buzz were just ridiculous this map.
और कौन था भाई?
Really well-rounded,
Will
numerically a very well-rounded performance from DRX.
Bang.
Just the only one a little off pace here, but it was like
Let's
28,
see.
27, everybody was pulling weight. Actually, very early on, looked as if Buzz was struggling to find value.
Yeah.
At least in terms of finding kills, it was creating a lot of space. But 100 Thieves, once they stabilized, particularly on their defense, Sean absolutely go mad back at the hotel.
अभी देखो मैंने 4 ऑप्शन दिए
From Bang. Bang had a fantastic match.
उसमें से चूज करो थोड़ा.
Yeah, I love the way people just at this point just want like the short
एमी
at all times.
एमी
You mean it's
2 मिनट बात करोगे मैं कॉफी बना के आया सिर्फ.
Come on, man. But no, I just.
Guys,
I think you
esports,
genuinely see the
Chacha,
element to the game.
एमिनेंस आ रहे हैं.
This has been probably one of the most
मैं 2 मिनट में ब्लैक कॉफी बना के आया.
DRX, I think it wasn't just obviously a case of. I mean, they needed this game.
They needed, yes, okay. I don't think they needed another opening map in a series like that.
फाइनल हो गया.
I don't think you're going to get away with anything less.
हो गया.
Again, keep in
Too
mind,
bad, brother.
Coming in, a rookie team who hasn't played at this level before.
Cry
and
more.
they're
What's up,
already pushing
everybody?
someone Like DRX to this degree.
Yeah,
मैंने HellrangeR के स्ट्रीम पे कैप्चर कर दिया है.
Already made a statement here.
क्या सीन है सब लोग? Good to see all of
I'll say the
you.
same thing as I said from their previous series. I just want to see more from
अरे
them.
मस्त यार, क्या सीरीज गया यार. 18-16 भाई,
Plan is certainly not-
अलग ही कमबैक हो गया. मैं भी वो पीसी पे बैठ के यही देख रहा था. पाविन का स्ट्रीम ही देख रहा था. तुम लोग का चैट पढ़ रहा था.
That would be
मजा आएगा
I'd
गाइस.
absolutely love
इस्तांबुल
to
में
see
बहुत
that.
मजा आएगा. I
That's
can't
what
wait to
I'm
go. I can't
Again,
wait to
that
meet
aside,
everybody.
though, scoreline, everything
बाकी
else
के
to
सारे
play with,
टीम्स,
I
बाकी के
think
सारे
that
प्लेयर्स
map
उधर
alone
एक
was
100% एक पक्का
brilliant
मस्त
to watch.
एकदम
But we have
esports
potentially
तस्वीर
2
का
minutes
एपिसोड
to go,
शूट
so we're gonna
करेंगे.
have a short break, we'll be back if you
बहुत मजा आएगा. अरे मस्त यार गाइस, गुड टू सी ऑल ऑफ यू. Who all are going ये मैं लीक नहीं करूंगा, ये ऋषि खुद ही थोड़े दिनों में पता चल जाएगा। इसके पीछे भी एक सरप्राइज है, थोड़ा वेट करो। जा रहे हैं, जी विल बी एट चैंपियंस 100%। डेट्स सब पता चल जाएगा। जा रहे हैं, थोड़ा सब्र रखो, खत्म होने से पहले जा रहे हैं। ओके, नेक्स्ट मैच जी का कब है? नेक्स्ट मैच जी का आई थिंक भाविन विल बी अ बेटर टू टेल यू दैट। हेल ने बियर्ड इतनी जल्दी मैं हेल नहीं हूँ, बट ठीक है। हेल इतने यंग कैसे हो यार? अरे वाह यार, दिल छू लिया यार। इतने प्यारे चीजें नहीं बोलते गाइस। DRX nerves of steel, seriously guys, मजा आ गया देख के। What a comeback dude, 3-7 से सीधा जीत गए यार। Can you believe it? Can we see Korean secret weapon there? रिवील नहीं कर सकता भाई, तुम लोग मेरा मुंह मत खुलवाओ यार। कोको कोला न्यू जी स्पॉन्सर नहीं गाइज, ये जो कोको कोला, ये जो जर्सी आप देख रहे हो ना, ये मेरा ओवरवॉच वर्ल्ड कप का जर्सी है 2019 से। ये मैं कभी कभार पहन लेता हूँ, पुरानी यादें ताज़ा हो जाती है। खुद ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट जो था एक ज़माने में था ना, तो कभी कभी पहन लेता हूँ। हेलरेंजर्स एक्सी एडिशन, थैंक्स ब्रो, अप्रिशिएट दैट। 3-7 पे 100 Thieves था। अच्छा, आई थॉट 7-3 पे 100 Thieves था। वही तो भाविन ने बोला मेरे को। 12-9 पे था DRX। अरे बाप रे, फिर तो ऐसे कटिंग एज लास्ट मिनट हो गया था। Did you do the reverb bundle giveaway? Yes, I did the reverb bundle giveaway. Kavya, Zach, the caster, she won the reverb bundle giveaway.
But my heart maybe not so much, because while we got into that halftime,
all franchise teams are going to be revealed on finals.
I was not okay by the end of this.
मैंने नहीं बोला, मैं चैट पढ़ रहा हूँ। मैं चैट पढ़ रहा हूँ, मैंने नहीं बोला ये। सांगवान शेष देख रहे हो तो एक काट के खाली ये खाली मत डाल देना, I'll get in trouble, okay? Where the hell, where is Hell Chacha? Hell Chacha has gone to make a snack. He's coming back. 100 Thieves को चुभेगा ये लॉस, बहुत चुभेगा, बहुत चुभेगा। They were ahead and then 12-9 से ahead होके 18-16 हारना बहुत दर्द हो रहा है। बाय द वे मेरे को भी नहीं पता, क्या ये उनका मैप था, क्या DRX का मैप था? आई एम नॉट श्योर। एमी भाई, जी का मीटअप प्लान करो यार प्लीज। जी का मीटअप भी बहुत ही जल्दी हो रहा है। इनफैक्ट फाइनल्स के लिए वी आर प्लानिंग अ नाइस वॉच पार्टी। थोड़ा स्टिक अराउंड, वील फिगर दिस आउट। बताता हूँ, ट्विटर पे लीक्स करेंगे इसका। 100 Thieves का पिक था, वाओ डैम डूड। मतलब फिर DRX तो अगले मैप में ठोक देगी, फिर 2-0 हो जाएगा ये तो। अनलेस 100 Thieves भी अभी भयंकर खेल रही है यार। बट DRX वाले यही है ना, कमबैक किंग्स है एकदम से। दिस इज द सेकंड टाइम दे मेड सच अ बिग कमबैक।
One of the guys who gave them such a hard time was Bang, and Mako was right there fighting right back against him.
Being able to sort of see like Vipers pop off again.
फाइनल्स में पाव भाजी दोगे तो मैं ट्रैवल करके आऊंगा वॉच पार्टी में बैंगलोर में। अरे यार क्या चीज मांग लिया यार, पाव भाजी मांग लिया मेरे से। क्या आदमी हो यार। मार्को at 19 assists, holy crap, 19 assists। एनर्जी देखो ना इन लोग का, एक राउंड जीतते ऐसे, इतनी खुशी, इतनी खुशी। भाई आपके पास इतने, आपने इतने टूर्नामेंट्स खेले हैं, पर VCT लैंड में कैसा प्रेशर होगा ब्रो, अलग लेवल का प्रेशर होगा। तुम लोग ये प्लेयर्स को देखो ना, सब इतने यंग है यार, इतने you know there's so much life in their game man। से घुस के मारते हैं, डरते ही नहीं है बिल्कुल ही। the level of competition कितना बढ़ गया है यार अभी, मजा आ रहा है देख के। Will G get fund for franchise? Guys, I can't reveal anything about the franchise। मैं NDA, I'm under NDA, तो मैं franchise के बारे में बिल्कुल ही बात नहीं कर सकता, sorry। थक गया हूँ APAC highlights देख देख के। वेनिस जी मैच आएगा 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 इसका। ओ माय गॉड, ये बंदे को देखो गाइस, ऐसे कौन मारता है? अरे बाप रे, माय आईज कांट कीप अप ब्रो।
never seen him play in a professional setting
Dude,
until this point, which
what is this?
strange to think about, but once Chamber really started getting added in, it just
Dude.
goes to show how much it was only Buzz.
I like this. I like this option of being able to scan and get his crosshair. Mast hai, idea mast hai.
Like the Cypher more. Like I think Stella had so much going for him. But yeah, you could sort of tell that Abby was a little bit uncomfortable on the
Furia may be close. हाँ, सही है. Any new LAN update for India? हाँ, LANs आ रहे हैं. एक दो और मेरे ख्याल से मेरे हिसाब से प्लानिंग फेजेस में चल रहे हैं. वैसे अभी एक LAN चल रहा है इंटेल गेमिंग डेज का बैंगलोर में. TC ऑर्गेनाइज करा रहा है. I'm not sure if आप लोग फॉलो कर रहे हो, पर एक चल रहा है अभी. Specifically APAC and KR region dominating. Yeah, bro. KR तो will dominate, bro, eventually because जैसे कोरियन प्लेयर्स है ना, जैसा हमारा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कोरियन प्लेयर्स के साथ पिछले गेम्स में, like Overwatch में Korean players, they're the best, man. Even now, they are the best players in the world. When they take a game seriously, उनका जो work ethic होता है, उनका जो mentality होता है ना, वो कोई भी nobody can get better than that. So if the Korean players really take Valorant as seriously as they take Overwatch, भाई वो लोग they will reach the top. Eventually they will reach the top because जितना वो लोग try hard करते ना भाई, मेरे को नहीं लगता और कोई region try hard करता है. Your views on Chinese teams? The Chinese teams, no, till now in every other game, whichever game it has been, whether it's StarCraft or whether it's League of Legends or whether it's Dota 2 for that example. First they play regionally to the next level. वो लोग अपने mechanics पे, अपने game पे इतना ध्यान देते हैं, इतना try hard करते हैं, फिर बाकी regions को एकदम theory craft करते हैं, देखते हैं हर रीजन में क्या क्या चलता है और उसको काउंटर कर करके इवेंचुअली मैदान में घुसते हैं. और जब भी घुसते हैं ना तो ऐसे पीटते हैं सबको. I'm telling you, the Asian countries, China, Japan, Korea, for Valorant Esports, eventually they will be on the top. It's simply because of the work ethic more than anything else.
But yeah, just the fact that they were able to push it.
Franchise slot reveal date MEY. ये भाई मैं बोला मैं NDA भाई भाविन भाई आ गया. ओके चलो ना मैं जा रहा हूँ. Thank you everybody. भाविन भाई से बात करो. ओके एक सेकंड.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was going to kind of go for here for DRX, was just being pushed to the brink by Furia, being able to run back and then having a very one-sided affair going into the second map. I breathe a little bit more easily for them. That being said, I do think that 100Thieves is a much more formidable foe, so I don't think that DRX have nearly as much wiggle room coming into this map, but they've shown it once that they can have that run back after an incredibly close back and forth, so I'm at least
oh भाई green tea पीते guys, कॉफी खत्म हो गई थी तो we'll have detox tea. कोई पीता है क्या देसी कावा ग्रीन टी गिरनार की? कोई है?
Not just in this tournament, but just historically, ever since he stepped.
I reveal everything. क्या reveal किया है मैंने मुझे भी बताओ.
One of the best players we've had.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the thing going for 100Thieves in this map is that
coffee, हाँ भाई coffee.
Basically the same, but
me I love it. I also love it, bro. ये कावा टी बहुत मस्त लगती है.
A little bit more tricky because they don't know what to expect.
हाँ वही green tea मतलब यार detox tea. वो भी green tea लिखा है पैकेट के नीचे.
I did think Asna was pretty quiet over on Breeze, but he was on that KO. Now he's on the duelist, and we're seeing Will move over to the chamber most likely. Yeah, that's their way in, I think.
Well, we're into the Prime Gaming agent select here. Let's see what both teams are picking. Asna has opted for the Neon, so has RB.
Yep, and that's exactly where my eyes went first and foremost. So RB is going to be shifting back over to that, and it will be Buzz just moving back over the chamber. Something tells me, just based on the trends that we're seeing from them, that this is just going to be the flavor,
breach
what
fade.
They have set
Let's
up
go.
for us whenever they go to Fracture. But a minor adjustment as well, though, is going to be Stacks going over to Breach.
Yeah, because he was
कौन बोल रहा है भाई?
well,
G
so
got franchise.
DRX weren't playing without a Breach at all. Now they're going back to it. And it makes sense when you're going up against Derek on the Breach, who was phenomenal in NALCQ. One of the best performances overall. So there is an update. I do think there's a lot of merit to running Fade on this map, with especially the Prowlers getting that close in information. And losing a KO, they should be...
एमी आपने क्या लीक किया कि हम लोग को फ्रैंचाइज स्लॉट मिल गया? मुझे भी नहीं बताया आपने.
an adjustment that might throw a bit of a curveball at 100Thieves.
Yeah, and you still have the flashes there as opposed to the KO, so you're not really losing anything too much in that regard. Obviously, the flashes play a bit of a different style, but Stax is the original Breach God. He is the guy who, alongside RB, set up the flash and dash plays in Korea that have taken the world by storm during jet metas, etc., etc. So if anybody's going to be able to just swap over to the Breach at any given time and find value, it is Stax. But
ये दिन मैं वही बोलूं, मुझे भी नहीं बताया.
I mean, everybody on 100 Thieves in that first
Public मेरे को scam कर रही है chat में. देखो guys, मुझे ही नहीं मालूम था तो तुम over smart बन के ऐसा सोच रहे हो ना कि hell से निकलवा लेंगे. Hell कोई नहीं मालूम है.
He's just giving me like sass. He's judging me.
It's a competitive meta for all the controllers. So if Brimstone gets the limelight, he's like, I'm here to stay. You need to play me more. Like Brimmy with the stimmy. Let's go. So. I mean, it works on this map. The excuse. This is going to be very fast-paced, so it's going to keep us away.
Let's go, guys! Exclamation giveaway डाल दो, guys!
I'm not sure about Pansy.
Exclamation giveaway में एक Champions Bundle giveaway कर रहा हूँ. देखो, अपन daily watch party तो करने ही वाले थे. 50k होना impossible नहीं है 20 दिन में. और ऊपर से Instagram पे follow करने में क्या ही जाता है. Champions Bundle giveaway है.
Again, yeah, absolutely happy to stick around when the quality's been this good, especially after map 1. Map 2 coming into this with Fracture. It is DRX's choice if I'm not mistaken now. So again,
जब तक Champions Bundle है market में, तब तक
towards
50k
DRX,
होने
or
चाहिए.
is there still a lot of room here?
I wouldn't say favorably. I mean, there's a big role switch up here, and I'm glad Ryan touched on it. Asa now probably leaning towards being.
भाई exclamation giveaway command क्यों नहीं चल रहा है?
I don't want to say an
चल
role on the jet previously on Breeze, but he was kind of in that position, that nuisance position, right? Especially when it was a heavy invested execute onto one of the sites. He was the one to kind of pick up the slack elsewhere, kind of play in the cut.
और by the way, दोनों होने पे एक ही bundle giveaway हाँ, I know उधर specified नहीं है.
Very, very fast approach here. All the way through Arcade. I'll be here super early.
Oh, I like this split down towards CT. This is kind of interesting. But again, look at the positioning held by 100Thieves too. You got one towards the site and
nice,
one
nice three. क्या call दिया
yeah,
है
the
भाई.
split here is beautifully done actually. Very impressive work. I like the theory to this hit. And sadly for Derek and Will, they've got a lot of people to get through here and not a lot of step in towards the side. A little bit of utility should at least force Marco's hand, but he will be safe enough here. Gets to go back through.
Breach moment there for Marco.
Well, what do they do with this? How do you pry these players out of position? So difficult.
Unfortunately, odds stacked against them here. DRX happy to just dig their heels in. Marco actually the one to catch it here.
Wow.
Derek stunned up, still finds a kill, but Marco will seal the deal, finding 3 on the
Derek
pistol.
भाई OP बोलते.
DRX strike first.
Yeah, right back into things. And Mike, I love that little adjustment, that little pinch through, you know, the pressure towards
क्या
CT
call
straight
था
away.
यार, I really
Coming out,
loved
who was
that
that? Off the back of it, who's RB just kind of dipped in there with the frenzy, but everything really well rounded on that approach.
Well, yeah, and actually, but more so to Buzz, not risking anything. I mean, because immediately, 100
Let's say guys, DRX win this.
Very, very quickly pushing it out of B main.
Lower bracket का game, Fnatic
down before it even gets set up.
चौथी टीम कौन थी ग्रुप में? Fnatic versus Fury. I think Fnatic जीत जाएगी. And then Fnatic versus 100 Thieves वापस. Oh.
I believe it was Stellar and Aston are both tied up there.
Careful here.
DRX now have to.
अरे giveaway spam करने से giveaway नहीं जीतोगे भाई.
Just classics to work with. Will only got 2 in the headhunter. Stax will retrieve the ult orb. It will begin to drift away, and actually a little bit of a fake TP, just in case anybody's playing inside A main. So a little decoy sound cue out. 100 Thieves early progress outside dish here. They'll confirm no presence there. Stacked up once again. The death ball approaches A site. 100 Thieves, can they find anything to slow this down?
I quite like this little potential setup. The underhand flash comes in, no swing off the back. Yeah, Asuna might have been able to do something with that for a second, but the timing window really closed, has been marked, has been found. One jumps out. There is still one up there as well. They probably should note that with the underhand flash that came through. That's a rifle. It's left loose, I think, if I'm not mistaken, so that could be found. No, stacks quickly to the case.
Nice.
And 4 standing. Clean work for DRX here for the first 2.
I think 100 Thieves have to do something early on to disrupt some of this comfort. Don't allow DRX to just drift back and forth on the map. You can see already here on the previous, only classics to work with, but very quickly outside of dish. So you're going to see that early intention to do so.
Do you miss split? Yeah, I used to like split a lot.
For 100 Thieves. DRX pretty well equipped here, actually. 3 rifles to come in, 2 Spectres.
I'll show them. 𝘼𝘽𝙍𝐿𝐒.
Marco and Buzz. Decent progress towards those ultimates already. And this is what you want to see. 100 Thieves looking to just disrupt some of this early setup from DRX. Asuna very quickly through underpass. Pinged away. Nobody on B site right now.
Biguso, यही timing है. Biguso.
Unorthodox hold towards Arcade here.
So deep as well from Derek. He's just in super passive in this. It's quite an interesting position to be kind of playing from. Like this, as said, very unorthodox, highly focused towards Arcade, taking one side of the map control, but at the moment, looking at them re-exploring. Taking control back towards Sand, so we'll be pulling the attention through. Flash comes in, and Buzz is the first to find it. Stella's gone down. Bang's now in trouble.
Yeah,
he is screwed at this, and now the support system's also been found, but he's still gonna fight his way out.
Oh my God.
Second! Bang! Where did you just get that from? Even a third! Bang is unreal! Finding 3 that he was dead to rights.
Absolutely, Stack's gonna actually catch up both here, but
Bhai.
Will's the one to clean it up. What a hold from Bang. Even gets
भाई
caught by
उसको
the
जब
Prowler.
कुत्ते ने काटा था तो क्यों नहीं घुसे अंदर?
The swing is perfect onto RB, I believe, the first one to be found. The second completely
अच्छा मौली
blind
रहेगा.
inside the smoke.
I just can't believe he was able to do so.
Do you miss me? अरे प्रभात कैसे हो? Of course I miss you.
Support went down there, so follow-up,
कैसे हो
finding
प्रभात?
Marco just through the smoke. Beautiful.
One enemy.
Man.
So much pressure onto him as well.
Turn some to diamond. So looking forward to this, young man really exploring.
He was doing the
Depths
same
of
on
this
Breeze,
tournament.
right? He was holding
Absolutely.
down, finding 3Ks ahead of these sight hits.
Very impressive. Enough to at least convert 100 Thieves with their first round here in the second map.
That's considering we already credited how good a purchase, or at least inventory, DRX had coming into that round 3 bonus.
रविकांत जी आपके तो मुझे हर रात को सपने आते हैं क्या करें अभी
Like a fact-finding round, but 100 Thieves going to get ahead of that. Asuna chomping at the bit, but the second flash is good as well. That's one coming on the back of it.
The dedication on this push. But eventually they are going to have to kind of yield at this. They will have to fall away. The door will give at least a little bit of the information away here, but actually it looks like DRX want to re-explore this.
It was interesting to see. I mean, they almost want to figure out whether or not, with these sorts of plays, there's a third member of 100 Thieves behind it. Asuna though, ahead and gets away scot-free from that one. RB will fall.
पूरा यूटिलिटी बेट आउट करा दिया रे इन लोग ने DRX का एग्जीक्यूट करने ही नहीं दे रहे.
Now DRX have to do this hit with slightly less than I'm sure they'd want, but Buzz going to lead the way. Turns the flash. Derek going to deny Buzz. And actually just straight up found, maybe unaware that Stax could have been able to find him in that position, but Stax still finding them. Bang! Filling the back lines though, and it's all in Stax's hands in a 1v2. There it is. And there's the investment. What do you do with this 100 Thieves? He gets spotted. He's got to surely have seen at least one of them there.
I don't think he actually noticed Bang coming onto the left side.
Maybe nobody's cleared enough space for himself, but what does he do with it now? Fine, precious second, swings it, he spotted another wheel, tagged up!
Oh,
and he steps out! 100 Thieves, 2-2 now.
I think Stax almost believed that confirmation of the headshot behind the box. He was able to find that kill, but Will sharp to it. We'll tie things up to a piece.
My favorite streamer. Thank you, Ravikant.
I have to see now, especially, I mean, that...
Ravikant जी आपने खुद को ही जी बुला दिया तो मैं कैसे सिर्फ Ravikant बुला सकता हूँ?
Trying to find these first bloods. Actually, Zest did his best here. You see, actually, what the headshot only did about 30 damage to him, so I think maybe Stax believing he'd done a little more chip damage there. Well, early timeout once again from DRX.
We were kind of questioning some of the early times.
RB को दो और दिलवाएंगे क्या?
Was it the bonus?
किधर जा रहे B में?
It was, yeah. Second round bonus, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to question the method. It's interesting to see how it goes going forward, if it's something they continually do.
I think internally as well, going through some changes, obviously with Stax stepping
आपको
up to
पोपा जी क्यों बुलाते भाई मुझे भी नहीं मालूम guys.
Whether or not, you know, that's going to be any
ये सब
massive
सवालों का
playstyle
जवाब
change.
मेरे
I
पास
doubt
भी
the
नहीं है.
strat book itself changes, but
जो भी नया है guys, sort us a like and subscribe.
Obviously, support Stax as best they can in this role change. I mean, certainly we haven't seen, you know, a massive switch up on the side of DRX, but it can be a little taxing, especially for that internal dynamic if it's a different voice calling. Obviously, Stacks well respected. I think no doubts about it.
Absolutely. And it does kind of pull into question the dynamics and how they now work, right? So I think this is actually a really good way to potentially understand some of these more, it feels like check-in timeouts very early, just to ensure maybe safety of where they're leading.
Thank you for the 100, Abhishek. Following you, kind of watching your streams since and after since rain. Keep going. Thanks a lot, Abhishek. Thanks a lot. Love back to you.
I mean, Buzz can get the ult through. We saw this before. Straight up towards tower. Slicing the site in such an uncomfortable way that actually allows the Stingers to do this sort of damage. And now Will back to the wall. They've broken down the door, and now Buzz, can he hold back the flood? No. 𝘼𝐽𝐻 finds a way back through. This is no longer safe as 𝘼𝐻 is in the building, finding Marco. And now they are displaced, and he is just beaming them down.
So the stuns come through the fast lane as well. The spam from 𝘼𝐻 is going to find it. Stella, the one to clear it up. But just there, you think DRX has done everything necessary on the way in. Beautiful round. 𝘼𝐻 making that ultimate work as well.
Because I love the start of this. The entire start of this was really nicely considered. You get the molly going up towards tower, kind of forcing a little bit of angles. I mean, 𝘼𝐻's had one of those rounds.
Just an 𝘼𝐻.
Probably didn't see half the opponents. Even he's a little stunned at this outcome.
That's the thing you talk about this, and the Des touched on this as well. Sure. That's a sort of random round that 𝘼𝐻 can just pull out of the bag.
I think it was this map, I can't remember who it was against. It was like, I think it was top of A site, and he had like the mad shaky aim kick in, and it was just like the filthiest thing. Yeah. Like, the guy has got such talent. It's actually sick to watch. But he's actually had a relative, I don't say a quiet game, but like for him.
Right? This is the role switch up, right? He's now in that role where he's the one supported. Obviously on that KO on Breeze, you play a very, very different role.
Thank you for the 100 Thieves. 𝘍𝐿 कैसे हो? How important is it to listen to IGL's call? अगर नहीं सुनते तो क्या करें मेरे जैसे दोस्त विशाल? सर इसके आगे का मैं नहीं पढ़ सकता, पर IGL का कॉल सुनना काफी इम्पोर्टेंट है, बिकॉज अगर एक जन नहीं सुनेगा तो वो कॉल वर्क करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. See, even if the IGL gives the wrong call, but all 5 of you guys do it, you can still, you know, wrong call in the sense stack site में भी जाते हो तो you guys can still win a round. But अगर वही अगर सिर्फ क्या बोलते हैं 5 लोग अलग अलग चीज करेंगे तो राउंड जीतना नेक्स्ट इम्पॉसिबल हो जाता है.
Hold down the fort. I'll be nearly caught off guard here, but actually, Buzz is the one to find that kill.
Well, 𝘼𝐻 was left so isolated, he wasn't able to dip back towards CT like the other two players, so he was kind of left with do as much as you can and see how much damage you can do, which is actually 0. Okay. RB's going to find Will. So it does still sit very favorably towards DRX in this position, unless Bang and Derek combined can do something huge. Great work to at least clear out the site very quickly. Molly up towards the dish side, but again, look at these. It's Marco, the lineup man himself, the mathematician. He just has these lineups ready to go, and well, this time, there it is. But Derek, he's going to try and sit that Buzz. Good diligence to double check.
Absolutely, especially with that half defuse coming through. Made a little bit of pressure applied with the molly nonetheless. The DRX answer back now, tie things up 3 apiece. Actually, I mean, a little bit of investment ultimate-wise, but only 2 away from that Rolling Thunder once again. Bang actually getting way ahead of the curve here. Nearly punishes that. One more for Stella on the null command. Sitting at 1 and 5 now. Again, very different role to what we saw him doing on Breeze as well. Looking to try and counteract some of this early presence towards Dish. Yeah, tempered by here, a rifle for 𝘼𝐻. Spectre in the hands of Derek. How deep 𝘼𝐻 is as well.
B's kind of wrapped up here if you look across the board, but see what the exploration on the other side is. Okay, so Bang's going to get a little bit of contact and going to fall away from this. Spike is on the ropes on the back towards B.
I think actually Will's going to have heard that though, because the first half of that Stacks wasn't slow across the rope. So expect him to commit fully to this angle. Well, 𝘼𝐻 is holding on to the flank from underpass, so with that, he can dip away.
Oh!
Right.
Was that peek from Buzz?
Don't
What
know.
is that?
Don't know. That's more than a Ferrari peak at that point. God only knows. We're gonna have to back away from this though. So this should be, actually maybe not, because they're flying on through. Derek and Stella happy to try and play through the smoke there and just get caught on the cross. Not too much of a fuss here for Stacks, quite comfortable.
भाई भैंग भाई तो walking beacon करते जा रहे हैं.
Not gonna happen. Nice work from DRX.
Yeah, respected from 100 Thieves. Again, 2 of them actually avoid the Nightfall, so they're just banking on DRX, maybe being a little lazy on the clearance, drift through the smoke, play on the back. That Will is actually caught by the Nightfall and noted, but DRX follow up.
Copy paste है क्या वो super chat? अच्छा.
We get the operator online here though.
अच्छा निमेश का
Will
copy
can do with
paste.
it. Sacks back on that rolling thunder.
आसना beam in control लेते हुए क्या? ओ भाई इन लोग beam अच्छा नहीं मार्को तो fight नहीं करेगा.
Early.
Aggressive.
Yeah. I like this early control though. I like that they've tried to show this, and it's not just towards one side of the map. We've seen that variety already getting in. So this time around, Will could actually be the one to back away from this, but a quick makeup of the space. Already Buzz trying to maybe run this down. Will and Stella is dead in the water. Dead and gone, but it's a follow-up. Finding Aston is huge. Will left somewhat possessed. That was so sharp. That's what are you going to do against that? Yeah, Derek and Bang, a little far away from this now. The post plant's decent. Yeah, and there's that second player towards main too. So very hard to clear out now for the 2 players for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'll be able to get away from both the stun and the molly there. Nice little combo to try and find that kill. Derek noted here.
Here we go.
Yeah. Good, but
nice.
Strong Stacks to clear it up. DRX building a little bit of momentum now. Again, that economy for 100 Thieves going to be suffering on the back of that. Nothing to offset it. No tour de force. Asuna also 4 away from his ultimate. It's going to be a little bit of a 𝘼𝐽𝐿 coming in here. Round 9. But DRX can keep this clean. It pretty much sets them up for success for the rest of this half, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And coming out of this potential here for Zest and Buzz to both get their ultimates online. So just see DRX not deterred at all from this conditioning in the early round from 100 Thieves, where, you know, the stuns come through, there's a deep smoke, and they're aggressively taking space away. This time around, it's actually on the other side of B site, the drift through arcade, but nobody there to greet them.
Yeah, and it helps to have somewhat of that diligent, not even a default, but still dealing with that aggression that's coming through on the A side. They can't then just instantly stack on the back of no contact. Trade comes out, Will going to still be standing. Already got Stacks on the case, making sure no one else filters through from this side. 100 Thieves, though, the 4 players. Look at the weaponry again. There's just going to be those bits and pieces, sheriffs, stingers. Not much to really make this impact. And again, a little bit of a stun coming in, though, so maybe a chance for it. No, Bobby's going to deny. Marco on the follow-up. And now just Derek standing.
Talk about it being clean 4 standing.
It's not bad.
Big round for DRX.
Thank you for the 100 C4 हेल्प भाई मेरे एक दोस्त विशाल कभी कॉल नहीं सुनता और ड्यूलिस्ट एंट्री के बदले जिधर आवाज आता है उधर भाग जाता है कि भाई विशाल क्यों कर रहा है ऐसा भाई आईजीएल की बात सुन भाई विशाल थोड़ा गेम साउंड इंक्रीज करो इतना काफी होएगा
not being conditioned by, you know, where 100 Thieves are going to roll the dice and get aggressive towards you. Still seeing them running through the motions, sticking to the plan. And actually, maybe it's just a fact of, you know, missing each other around the map, but with 100 Thieves not finding first bloods, it becomes harder and harder to justify doing this, right?
You're absolutely right, and that's something that I think I was still just enjoying the fact they were taking that much space on the map. And but again, though, they weren't getting the early rotations off the back. They weren't getting any of the other advantages that you're meant to get off the back of it. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. So
not even drawing utility. That's
not
the
really.
Thing. DRX aren't dumping util the other side of these smokes to try and, you know, pick off Asuna or try and find some kind of value in return. They're happy to just wait it out.
No, you're right, and this is actually quite impressive because I feel like defaults on this map are very hard to characterize because it's just a weird map, let's be honest. It's not your standard map. But again, seeing DRX handle this really well, kind of very much plays into what we expect of DRX, though, when we've complimented them on those defaults in the past. So nice to see, but I want to see the adjustment from 100Thieves.
So guys, 25 more subs for 43k. ये map होने के पहले पूरे कर दो, let's go.
You've got a really good structure to it.
Why do most players play on stress? I am not sure.
Yeah, a little confused by some of these from DRX today.
They are weird as hell. That is
leads me to believe there might be something internally that's just not clicking. Again, just coming back, and I don't want to say, Stax isn't delivering as an IGL, but if there is kind of just something causing issues,
Stax IGL कर रहा है अभी.
They're just not timed right.
They're unorthodox.
And yeah,
could just be a mental reset. Again, those are the ones that, again, don't really attribute in terms of the round rhythm, in terms of the timeline of what we're seeing. They just won 4 rounds back to back. I can't believe that there's something happening that means they've got to take a breather.
By दो timeout ले रहे.
Check in on these timeouts for cam production. I know you can hate me as much as you want. If they are in these weirder spots, I'd love to just see.
I think शायद दोनों ने same time पे call किया रहेगा.
As well. Because again, I'm kind of interested to see if he is having more say at the moment, and there he is. So again, as it stands, not the case. Fairly conversational. So I do think as though, in my mind, if you have someone, let's say, like Stax currently in game lead, maybe not having that full comfort, you're going to depend a little bit more on the coach.
What is the most important thing to win around? Is it a 1v1 or the? Bro, neither. It's a team game, bro. How you are going to approach the round?
That's where you want to use your timeouts.
क्या ults है? क्या mid round call है? सामने वाला क्या कर रहा है? It's a team game, bro. But both of them are important actually. अगर वो sense में
what DRX are going to do? So we go back in and well, there's the aggression. RB straight away decimates Asuna. And that could have been huge.
That could have been an immediate mitigation of that first blood, but the man advantage stands. DRX find themselves comfortably onto B's side, but actually ahead of the plant here. The Rolling Thunder posted. No real follow-up just
right
yet.
Back to him.
And the Rolling Thunder in response outside arcade. Bang does find Zest as well.
That's not gonna do too much here.
Strange investment here, Lauren.
I don't like this. It's really strained. And Will, no, the timing couldn't work out for him there at all. And Stella, no man's land. DRX strong right now. And that felt a little wishy-washy from 100Thieves. Didn't like that.
Felt like they just hit the panic button, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the orbital strike came in so late behind the Rolling Thunder. If they post that towards tower, look at RB's ability to get ahead of this fault line, by the way. Asuna caught completely off guard. This is the sort of thing in the early round. DRX are not deterred at all. Like, this fault line comes through, full commitment. RB comfortably gets ahead of it, and he's rewarded for it. Now, this actually, in terms of conditioning, will actually complete opposite way. This will probably force 100Thieves back in their shell just a little bit on the last buy round of the half.
I think उन लोगों को अगर breach ult के बाद plan नहीं करेंगे, पर ये लोग भी deep.
This is it's still its first half.
Big pace change from DRX.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the timeout was for.
Yeah, maybe. This is when we finally see it come into account. Forced away. Stax with the double, finding Bang and
Stax,
Will.
भाई खोपड़ी खोल दी.
They're winning so many of these critical fights and just finding those essential kills. The flash comes in and Asuna wants to try and close the gap. Buzz all too sharp for it. DRX immovable in this. They are finding form here. 100Thieves falling a little flat to this. 5 HP. Stella.
Made that one.
Oh, Lord.
She catches the headshot.
Still got the headshot. Alright, man. Fair enough. DRX. Mike, they're looking real deadly right now.
Yeah, they got the wind in their sails.
They do.
Round in the half.
That's a concerning timeline to look at.
It is.
6 on the bounce here. Stax, beautiful timing on this peak. With these stacked up. Come out of drop there. Oh, sorry, out of rope. But like I said, the way the last few early rounds have gone,
it's
difficult for 100Thieves to keep relying on trying to disrupt DRX in these early defaults. So around though, Asuna and Stella find themselves in a calmer side of the map. We still have confirmation here of no presence outside Dish. We'll see how 100Thieves react accordingly.
It doesn't feel like 100Thieves have run out of steam. It just doesn't feel like they've had the impact on this map at all. DRX playing just that higher caliber game currently. Looking like one of the better versions of DRX we've seen in a while as well. I have to say it here. Again, a DRX on a different day in a different tournament where they've looked a bit hot and cold at times, I think would have fallen for probably map 1 and potentially had a much different scoreline here, but this is a different day and a different DRX.
Well, in that regard, actually, to come out of that map 1, credit to Stax. If he is leading this internally, credit to Stax to keep them on track and be delivering like this. Because 100 Thieves, they're not necessarily making mistakes. They're trying to be proactive. They're trying to be decisive. Look at this actual posture towards B site. There's nobody on site though, so there's no confirmation on the back of it. But it's already drawn the rotation. It's only Stellar here on drop.
And he can't really change the outcome to this round. Maybe spam, maybe something goes his way, a grenade in the right place, but probably not, yeah. And it's a 5v5
kiya must simple fake.
Ults, not massive to worry about. I guess Asuna could
Marco's got the molly and he's one off orbital strike, so if he finds a kill in this post plant, it's actually huge. Actually going to use it to cut off here.
That's pretty nice, actually. 100 Thieves now, options looking limited. Access points denied. Derek does find Marco. So now they're going to try and close down on this. Buzz can't he literally can't swing in time. But DRX onto back in Kai.
Oh, boy!
Zest goes down. Zest is there. DRX, Mike. This is the strongest I've seen him in a hot minute.
Well, call it strongest. The most comfortable. Again, also they are sticking to their guns in some of these rounds. There's nothing really.
भाई क्या हुआ इतने उदास लग रहा उदास नहीं थका हुआ हूँ मेरे.
And that's the important thing, especially with what they're trying to achieve in the early round, as we've referenced several times this half.
Yeah, whatever the new system is, it is looking good. 3-9. Analysts, your thoughts?
Thank you very much, Pansy and 𝐼𝐽𝐿𝐿. I know we don't have an
guys,
audience in here,
1500 likes
thank you very much, Seth, for giving us the full fan experience.
देखिए first map का कौन जीता?
Fill the room a little bit. There's a lot of empty air in here.
I wonder if you can hear it from like Pansy and 𝐼𝐽𝐿. It's just in the background.
If anybody can hear cheering through the casters' mics, it's 100%
It's just him. It's just him. But we spoke about the two Neons going into this, and now Ryan, they've gone up against head-to-head now, Asuna and RB. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think Asuna had a lot of good moments. I do think overall, though, when you look at the 3 rounds that 100 Thieves have picked up, it was just off the back of insane plays, right? Asuna getting a 4K ban, getting a 3K. RB, though, he's had his moments, but it's how that Neon is set in the team. Like that last round that we just saw him go for a B fake, he pops his ult, he puts up the wall on B, immediately rotates over to A to get the plant in. Like, he fulfills this role so well. He did it at Copenhagen, and they've just built on top of it here.
Yeah, and we were talking about...
अरे रोहन, मेरे को उसके लिए अजीब लगता है कभी-कभी DRX में सपोर्ट करने के लिए. Group stages में ऐसा मारते हैं, फिर playoffs के first round में ही बाहर हो जाते हैं.
Playing it as well as the Jet, and it just suits this composition so much to have RB back over to the Neon. You know, we were questioning some of the decision-making that he had on Breeze. It looked a little off-kilter, but I think a lot of that just had to do with, well, A, getting warmed up a little bit, and B, you know, debuting on an agent that he had not played before on stage. Now that he's back over on the Neon, it is a complete night and day difference. The impact that he is finding right now is immeasurable.
Question is, can 100 Thieves get back into this?
Oh, it's going to overtime. It just is.
I mean, given what we've seen, you know, I am always a curse non-sayer. Like, I always say that it does not exist. I'm starting to be swayed a little bit by what we've seen across the last 2 days, but right now, I think with the win in their sales, DRX just look absolutely wild. If they can pick up
आज हुआ है 193 Fox और इस crew में FPX और
इसमें. Thieves, they definitely have the capability.
अच्छा.
Never underestimate the Pansy and 𝐼𝐽𝐿 overtime. Am I right,
अगर पिस्टल हार गए 100 Thieves तो फिर खत्म है, GG है. Pistol जीते तो फिर
borderline
comeback हो
bullying
सकता है.
Yinzu, not acceptable here. But 3-9. Hey, if we get a longer game, sign me up for it. I'd love to see this go the distance here, because I do feel as though we are seeing DRX hit their stride, and 100 Thieves kind of tripping a little bit on this map, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really going to test that stat that was proven wrong in map 1, right? 100 Thieves and winning that second half pistol. They have to get this one, and it has to be decisive. It's a fast approach here. Actually, mirror matchup to the pistol round from DRX here, with Will positioned outside main. Let's see how DRX decide to defend this, actually.
And Asuna...
Oh, भाई 1 HP.
Okay, 9 HP. Assuming he can get through that quicker, I guess. But he still gets the kill.
Still gets the frag. Get out of here. But the rest of 103 step up. They still stand there after the 2 kills came back through. But Zest's timing's quite nasty. A little bit of chip damage. They're all locked in towards the tower. This isn't out of the realms of possibility. Yeah, look.
22 HP, 53, 48.
Walking wounded here. Bang now blind, and Zest closing in. Gonna find one and looks for the follow-up. Buzz got Will, and now Stella. Gonna be sweating bullets. 53 HP on 1 flash.
This flash
That's all
has
he's
got
got
to
to work
huge.
with. It has to be perfect. And they get both of them! Stella! He's given himself a chance in hell here. Buzz with a tap. Pistol to hand, the headhunter ready. Tag comes in at 17 HP. And who blinks first?
Oh, bhai.
Buzz ate a headshot there, by the way. He's down to 10 HP. What
Nice
a
round,
ridiculous round. I mean, Stella's so unlucky as well, because I said the flash had to be perfect. It
Sorry,
absolutely
Pratik.
was.
इतना spam करने के लिए आपको timeout देना पड़ा.
Splits them down the middle as well, punishes Zest. But what a comeback from DRX. And 100Thieves, yep. I mean, you have to stack your chips. Throw it in here in round 14. 4 stingers, a Spectre. Expect the pace to be blistering here.
Let's see. Pace is everything. That's so quick. No,
I'm actually
but
surprised to not see them stacked up here and
they're not. That's what worries me slightly, but
try and dive on someone, but they've actually allowed Buzz to get full control, or deep control of A main. Derek and Will on the other side of this, but you can see at the edge of your screen, Buzz comfortably inside his TP, so he can challenge here. And on the back of this contact, DRX go hunting.
This is so dangerous. The trades come out and it's 2v2 so far.
Maar
and
usko.
it's a little
Nice.
messy, but Zest wins it in the end. Gonna find both of the final players, but instantly 100Thieves want to get towards the site.
The reposition,
The
Zest
spike
is beautiful though.
is such a problem, but finding Zest is huge. They've opened up a chance to recover this.
Slight overpeak there. Zest actually slipping back into tower. Actually with 100Thieves splitting 2 separate ways. Made that pretty doable. Now Derek and Will once again in a position to try and close this out. No HP advantage, but light shields for Will and Derek. And Stacks and Buzz both have full shields. And a Bulldog. Another advantage in this 2v2.
Late round utility. That's a problem for Derek.
No
punish.
Yeah, he can't punish on the back of that.
Sit back towards tower.
Could have stunned first for that.
Certainly could have. Saving it for now, potentially, but Derek's got it right back, so Buzz going to try and play ahead of this. Close in. Oh, and gets denied. Derek staying alive. And it's on Stacks. The 1v2, the double stack up from 100Thieves. They make it count.
Derek's first shot accuracy with his stunned, I swear, just gets doubled. It's ridiculous.
He's got a buff, man. I don't know what
क्या यार?
Thieves cling to life here on Fracture.
हाथ का round 3 बाबा.
Holding DRX on 10 for the time being. Nothing notable really early on here in terms of the ultimates, but that's beautiful. Great work from Zest as well to come on the backside of that pressure outside Arcade. A great recovery from Derek and Will. Put in a very difficult situation with where the spike was lost.
दोस्तों ये क्या हो रहा है दोस्तों?
So DRX going to take early Arcade control and back away.
और farming कर रहे हैं
farming.
दोस्तों.
There it is. So RB's going to get pretty close towards the ult. One away now. Well, this happens though. 100Thieves very patiently approaching the other side. Buzz, good first shot there. Can't deny that.
Yeah, and he had 2 in the headhunter there, so finding the first. Creates a 4v4, removes a weapon, but unretrievable here. Only classics left to work with. Strength in... Will actually glances away for a minute, luckily. The stun comes back through in response, but a massive exchange here. Stacks and RB find kills.
Sorry, how is RB and Stacks just
Look at the
found kills
assist.
here? There is no right to this, and Derek gets noted. He's in danger. Oh
Are you...
my
क्या?
DRX!
Oh भाई.
Not in a million years were you meant to win this, and 100Thieves once again will be kicking themselves.
What the hell was that exchange in Main? Like I said, Will just takes his eyes off the prize for a moment. The stun comes through to bail him out.
Sure.
But there's a massive exchange of util there. You can see it in the kill feed. There's like 5 names coming up in the assist.
Oh my word, yeah. Look at the assists.
More for me, just classics to work with, right?
Well,
RB on the world tour getting those orbs pays dividends here when they get back into A main.
Let's go guys, let's go. DRX is going to close it 2-0. I can feel it.
They'd open up a little bit of an avenue,
देखते हैं
get in that second round themselves. They're sent right back down, and DRX looking dominant today. after such an arduous task on map 1.
Let's go, guys. Hit the like and subscribe
Blistering
button.
pace here.
43k ke liye 10 more
Going in.
subs to go. Let's
Tells
go.
him
Let's
nothing.
go.
100 Thieves still working in blind here.
Oh, bhai, fast rush.
Actually, well, this retake's going to come pretty early. You can see actually Zest set up for the Nightfall. Well, now the plant to come through.
Spike plant.
Got to be conscious though, because there's a backstab coming from Will eventually. They have to move quick here off drop.
There.
The timing is going to be unbelievable to this one. Wait for it to drop. Here it is. Will finds one at the second. He finds RP as well. Maybe saving 100 Thieves for another round. Gets the upgrade to the rifle. It ain't over just yet though. Still 3 on the other side. Marco stacks and Buzz, but swung together. Asuna
हम भी थ्रो करेंगे. DRX बोल रही है. थ्रो नहीं है अभी उन लोग तो टाइमिंग हो गया.
And Derek, well, trying to find anyone, but at this point, Buzz and Marco are out of there.
It's back and forth again. I said, just hoping Zest was going to pull the trigger there ahead of the plant coming in, because Will was getting closer and closer. Again, just maybe a moment's hesitation. They wanted to make sure that rotation comes through, make sure everybody's comfortably set up, but Will, man, playing a similar role. We talked about him playing in the cut on Breeze. Beautiful lurk outside dish. I'm not even sure actually if there was
last round जीते इसके लिए अभी भी बहुत पैसा है
progress
guys.
made by DRX outside to just confirm presence.
They lost all rounds in Breeze and practice.
Back and
Yeah,
forth
nice
here
observation,
in the
Radhika.
second half.
They actually did.
2 for 2. DRX actually able to scrape a purchase back.
They lost a lot of rounds
An operator
because of
Look at
flanks.
in the hand of Buzz.
Lovely.
100 Thieves have the edge in terms of this ult cycle though. But they have to build momentum.
Okay, well that's going to note the operator early on there. No harm, no foul in that. Will's going to be the one to explore and at least force him away.
How loose this hold is on A site actually.
Super deep as well. Just sitting up towards the top side of ropes, one towards CT. Not really willing to fight the entry. I guess the first TP out, that's it. Call it where it is. Again, the trap, pretty indicative of the pressure now coming in. There it is. So they should be fully aware of what's coming their way and maybe just respecting the neon at this point, just allowing it to sight here.
Plant will come through. No
Spike planted.
damage just yet. A triple flank. Derek's going to have his hands full here, but will see the smoke. He's got to expect this now. Finds the first, the second as well, but Zest able to trade it out.
Good trade coming in, but again, the bodies so favorable now towards 100 Thieves, 4 of them standing. Zest already considered. Prowler's going to note they're close by. Haunt goes up as well, not really telling him too much of a tale, but he tries to get ahead of it with the support coming in.
Great fault line coming through, but Zest unable to capitalize on it. DRX going to give this one up. Feeling as if they've got enough in the tank.
मैं हल्का हल्का aim in पे fight कर लो friends.
I mean, conscious just to hold on to the operator as well. I mean, Marco down at 1850, RB on 750.
Right here.
Man, this game ain't over yet, is it? It
100
ain't over
Thieves.
yet.
Live to fight another day.
I feel there's something about this game right now that's just it feels like it's gonna get stupidly close. Don't laugh.
I mean, 100 Thieves is in their blood, right?
Apparently so. Okay. We call it a comeback at like, let's say about 8 here, I'd say.
You changed the bar again. You say 7. You always say 7.
Who asked you?
Well,
Yeah, behave.
who are you talking to?
Myself mostly, alright, like normal. And I'd say about 8 just considering the scoreline and how they've been kind of trending back and forth here, but as it stands, 6-11, it's still a long road back. They are going to force away the first couple of players, and Asuna quickly to get to the case. Trying to close the gap here and try and take that first contact. Doesn't find much, but he does at least force them away. But this is all a ruse, Mike.
TP,
Oh, the
Buzz!
shutdown! Will!
Massively overstays his welcome there. Marco now in a position to try and find something, but it's only one.
They're so far away.
TP
Spike
out
can go
किया
down. I
भाई.
don't think there's going to be anything to stop it. The spam's not bad. Oh my word, Stella!
The
You're
spam's
a
pretty
lucky
perfect.
boy. Barely breathing. Stacks and RB, where are you in this? Where's the gateway in? Where's anything? Are they saving again?
I mean, you look at the money now as well. It goes right back in the other direction, right? Buzz, the 1400. Didn't get a kill, so I don't think he's got the tour de force. Zest on 1750. You almost expect him with the way these last few rounds have gone. Hoping DRX just take a full reset in terms of the finances. RB did not note Will crossing there. Notes him on the second though.
Ooh, can't get away from it. Will gonna punish that. Stack's the only one to keep the rifle. No one else nearby.
क्या लग रहा है guys? Nerves आ रही है कि नहीं? TP हागा या इसका TP तोड़ दिया था? TP किया ही नहीं उसने.
If I'm not mistaken, DRX don't have any more timeouts, right?
Don't know.
I'm not sure why Buzz doesn't TP there. I mean, if Will's any deeper, you could understand maybe banking on the operator reload, but you're the solo anchor. Get the hell out of dodge.
Yeah, it's that safety net of just knowing when it's time to back away. We go back in 7-11 and the scoreline getting closer now. Nerves starting to show, and you might be right, DRX could be out of timeouts here. This could be a big factor going forward. They will get stuck into just whatever they can come up with. And this is where you're going to really see Stacks put to task. Can he come up with a method to handle the absolute madness 100Thieves have been putting down?
I'm out of here.
This time Asuna does have support if he did decide to go for the same sort of look towards A, but actually peeling away from this.
We hit back towards B. Actually, the re-clearance with utility here. We noted, at least dealt with on the other side from 100Thieves. Citadel will get his null command from outside B. Now, that audio cue will be relayed, and that's why we see Zest drifting back through spawn. DRX feeling fairly confident. This early pressure towards A main was a fake, but I mean, the contact comes early enough that even if RB and Stacks can just slow them down, the rotation should come through comfortably.
There we go. Asuna hits the button. RB still waiting, gets checked on. Oh my word! How is Asuna doing this sort of thing? 100Thieves just bullying their way through the game now. Marco, the only one alive. Left in
Asuna के हाथ में गन भी नहीं थी भाई, कैसे मार दिया भाई
उसने? They are not out of this game. And DRX have no emergency
हो
button
रहा है
left
क्या
to hit
थोड़ा
at this point. It's Stella to find him. And this is where the cracks start to show, and 100Thieves just getting into the swing of things.
And this is the round for me. 4 unanswered. DRX now have that ability to take that economic reset. All back on the same page now, but Asuna leading the charge so many times in these rounds, 100Thieves. And they've clawed their way back in.
You want to play?
Stinger था.
Start the pace unrelenting. Will being chased down here. He's got to try and get out of dodge. He's trying to do anything he can to escape. Quickly gets on the rope and actually gets out of the dodge. And in the meantime, 100Thieves can be taking the site. Spike's already there.
Completely traded places in the first 20 seconds of this round.
What do they have to do about this one? DRX going to try and play it back in. It looks like they're on the attacking side, but they're taking back their side. 100Thieves up for the fight though, Will. First man forward, too many targets. Can't do it again. Marco finding both. As Asuna by the arcade going to dip away, try and play a little bit of those precious seconds, add them to their favor. DRX are on the site.
He's going to be able to drift through this smoke. Nobody's watching it.
No one would expect this, right? Surely not. There's so many other things to worry about. He's going to try and play this just down to the wire. Let Asuna get the attention, get down Buzz.
The stun's
and the stun's perfect. Asuna with the punish. 100Thieves not down and not out.
What a beautiful round. And DRX try to be decisive here. I don't know how Will gets away with that. I have no idea.
भाई ये क्या throw हो रहा है भाई?
But he does.
You tell me.
Such a weird round to watch back. Asuna again though, finding 2 crucial kills after this initial wave of pressure coming back onto B site.
Man.
Let's go! Let's go!
Sean fan club.
पापा जी नींद आ रहे, पापा जी थका तो हुआ है अभी. Nice, same call.
Well, Will did not get out of dodge this time.
Oh god. This is so damn.
Nice Stacks.
Mike, this is not how this happens. This is not how this happens. How is Stacks still alive? Oh my word, this is unbelievable. Obby's got the ult. Okay, safe enough. It's a 2v3, right? Bang and Stella, where are you in this? Bang is dead. That's where he is. This is not how you get to 12. Don't do this to them. Stella, there's no good choice at this point. 2 players to the left. Great shot, but a great trade for Zest. It's 12 for DRX, and I do not understand how this round just happened.
I mean, blink and you miss it. DRX with another fast approach in the early round.
भाई बीमेन का
Almost
ये
this
fast
time,
flick क्या
catching
मारा
100
है
Thieves off guard, I gotta say it.
Straight up. Look at this.
Will was so quick to dip in the previous. Stacks does so well to get around this utility, by the way.
Oh, भाई nice
The hell was
shot
that
rim
from Marco? I saw that in the kill feed. Beautiful shot with the Sheriff. That's how they find 12. Rolling Thunder online. Marco one off the orbital strike. Zest one off the Nightfall. Huge ultimate advantage here for DRX.
Can they do it again? No, because this half has felt so favorable for the 100 Thieves. They've been doing so well as a collective. Go back towards Dish, 3 of them working. Ult now worked for 𝘼𝐿𝐒, ready to go. This 3-2 split, not in any particular hurry here.
100 Thieves cautious on the retreat. And we're all going to be on red alert as well. Buzz staring down on the other side with this operator. Marco have a lot to deal with here on the other side of B site towards Arcade. Yeah, just actually, he's just shouldering this with the smoke. The problem being, Asuna can literally get on top of him so quickly.
Did he heard some steps on this too. Smoke gonna go in.
Look how deep this
that's
defensive
great
smoke
for Buzz,
is as
though.
well.
Still isolating Derek is huge. Gets that, gets to keep his life. Now Marco's in danger. Any punish? No. Marco still stands and will. Lackadaisically walking up, just gonna lose his life for it. 3 now standing. Asuna, 𝘼𝐿𝐿, and Bang. Asuna stunned up, gonna try and at least facilitate the cross towards the site. Bang there, 𝘼𝐿𝐿, they dip towards CT. 10 seconds though, they ain't got time for this.
GG boys,
Right.
GG
And
DRX,
make no
2-0
mistake
boys,
of this.
let's go.
This meant the world to them.
What a way to close things
वाह,
out.
कसम।
Stacks elated with this victory here.
क्या बोला समझ में नहीं आया पर मस्त था।
Fantastic series though, seeing these teams go head to head, giving it everything. Especially on Breeze, but carry that across the Fracture as well. 100 Thieves, fantastic effort on map 2 to claw their way back into this, and just that one round that slipped through their fingers.
भाई चारों कोच आ गए भाई।
Got to say it, RB and Buzz today, a fantastic performance from both of them. On the other side of things, Will, man, he's even more of a beast than he is online here, in his element here in Istanbul.
Yeah, Bang for me as well, huge impact throughout first map, second map. Again, we kind of talk to this in context, right? There's 2 ways to look at this. It's either you see the long project with 100 Thieves, or these guys are meant to be, you know, deep run tournament playing teams, or deep tournament playing players, should I say. Or they're, you know, the fresh faces just coming in first couple of events. Because they pushed DRX.
आज 100 Thieves फनाटिक हो रहा है क्या वापस से?
Map 1 has been one of my favorite maps in a while to cast. That was brilliant to watch and see play out. You saw the best of the both sides. So I hope for 100 Thieves this isn't going to sour the mood. I feel knowing this team and getting to watch their journey.
Guys जल्दी 43k पूरे करो यार, 10 more subs to go.
I think we've still got another.
ये stream एक happy note पे end करे कि नहीं अपन?
Hopefully, you know, with this dynamic shift, hopefully they can all get back together.
43 पूरे करो, let's go. Giveaway भी है 50k पे, Champions bundle का.
DRX, man, elevating
Brackets देखो अभी Furia versus ये है ना?
We've talked about just how
Furia versus Fnatic.
And actually, the thing we've credited previously to the downfall of DRX on the international stage is looking out source, looking pushed to their limits, right?
Because Edward Gaming
in certain scenarios. That's not the face of an uncomfortable young man right there on stage.
He's got it.
But a huge positive here.
Or FPX
from where our concerns come previously for DRX.
No, I think you've said it very well there. And this, I think the timeout's coming in, a couple of the other things that we need to kind of talk through and maybe kind of consider longer term. Because that's what worried me towards the end there, because it could have been a problem where you're just stalling out.
It did feel like that on Fracture, that it would have been nice to have a timeout to slow things down. You know, after the 4th loss in a row, you're thinking, guys, okay, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's all take a breather. How do we want to approach this? What's happening around the map? And how do we want to respond? So whether or not that is, I mean, we can...
I want any to win champions.
You know, conclude
might happen, might not.
I think that's maybe just
hey guys, अभी के लिए तो इतना ही.
Absolutely.
but at least it's
आज मैं बहुत थक गया हूँ कल अपन सारी गेम्स होपफुली स्ट्रीम करेंगे और एटलीस्ट 2 गेम तो स्ट्रीम करेंगे थैंक यू गाइस फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन इंस्टाग्राम पे अपडेट दे दूंगा विद रिगार्ड्स टू व्हाट गेम्स विल बी स्ट्रीमिंग लव यू ऑल बाय बाय टेक केयर गुड नाइट